Hey, what's up? It's the show. How's it going? This week's good. We got friend Nick stopped by, reached out, was like, hey, want to be on? Let's go see Best Friends. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. So here we are, talking about Tommy Wiseau movies and other things, and it's great. Good times for all. I don't think I have anything else to say, so that would be it's just this one. It's an Easter miracle. All right. Enjoy.
This is your brain. And this
is your brain on Tom.
Here we are. Nick, how's it going?
It's going. It is going. We're gonna
crack our Red Bulls in honor of Best Friends.
This is the real Red Bull Diaries.
So, for those just catching up, we went to see Best Friends, the new Tommy Wiseau, Greg Sestero Productions movie.
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Most importantly, the cliffhanger.
I'm very excited for Volume 2. June could not come faster.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's going to be. If it's going to be like some type of like, if the whole movie is going to be like the last 20 minutes.
I have no idea. It was forever too, right? Like they were like to be continued, and then they just kept going.
It was like 20 minutes of like, just pure confusion.
So what's your let's start with what is your history with like the Tommy Wiseau, The Room, all this stuff?
I'm a very late adopter.
Okay.
I'm like when you and Coach and people talk about it, I'd be like, okay, what's that? I at first like when people were talking about it, the title sounds like a horror movie.
It does,
and I hate horror movies. So like I always was like, I don't want to watch that. Like it sounded like The Ring or like something. Yeah. So I didn't really do it.
The poster does not do it justice either.
No, it does look like a horror movie.
Yeah.
But like a lot of my favorite comedians, like Paul Scheer talks about it a lot. I mean, he was in.
Yeah.
But so that definitely spurred it, and then obviously with the Disaster Artist coming back, it really fully brought it into the mainstream. So like, I although I did watch it illegally, I was just like, I'm not.
I think the
buying
first 2 or 3 times I've watched it were illegally.
Yeah, I do not own it. So, but yeah, it's. I can understand how it's not like the thing is that both Jason Mantzoukas and Paul Scheer talk about like how it's not necessarily like a terrible movie. It's just so. It's artfully terrible in a way that it's just like there's a reason why you want to watch it again.
Tommy is so quotable and charming, and just like I just enjoy being around him.
And it's like funny because I mean, it didn't until what's his face James Franco pointed it out. I hadn't noticed exactly like all of his like parallels that he wanted to be James Dean or
did you hear that from the Maron podcast? Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, where it's like because he talks about that a little bit. Some of that stuff's hit up in the book.
Yeah,
but a lot of the book is from Greg's perspective, so Tommy's still very much a mystery.
Yeah,
you're like I don't know what the hell is going on. He's so weird.
Yeah, so
I love
like,
it so much.
And also like where is he from and how old is he?
No idea. I honestly don't want to ask. I want to know. Like, there was a person on Reddit who was like, I think I found his yearbook picture from like a Polish yearbook. Yeah, and it's like that's not the point. The fun is having no idea who this guy is.
Yeah,
like in the movie they make fun of him being DB Cooper.
Yeah,
or it's like he has like all that shit and like, who are you, DB Cooper? Is like hilarious because people actually think that might be him or whatever. It's just, I love this. I love him so much.
Yeah,
he's such a gem. It's Yeah, and actually, the interesting thing you when we were talking about seeing this movie, you were like, "Oh, is there anything else Greg has done so I could see how he's an actor?"
Yeah,
and I don't know if he's good or not. It might just be really hard to act alongside Tommy because he's just like a lot of times it seemed like they just left the camera on and just let him do whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I obviously don't know how big the budget for this one was.
I think it was $6 million.
This one was too?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because I know that The Room is reportedly $6 million. That he had help from his ESL teacher. Like, like that's one of the theories or whatever that James Franco was talking about, that it's like the person that taught him English or like, I don't know, but like did something where like they just gave Tommy all this money or whatever.
It's from his fashion line.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. So I definitely think that like that's one of the things that was really funny about this movie was that like both the guy who was the contact for the refinery and then also Greg in all of their scenes, they were like trying to nail every line, do it. Yeah. And then there would be a scene where it seemed like it was one of those scenes where Tommy just was not going to get it. Yeah. So they were just like, let's just use the take where he like says it wrong and then corrects himself.
I loved that. Like the first time he does that where he's like, hey, give me a hand, or hey, actually, come over here and help me, or whatever. He like changes it mid-sentence. It's like, oh, God, I love this.
It's like, but sometimes some of them are like literally backwards. Like, hand me give, or and then he's like,
Yeah. And there was when they were in the alleyway talking to his girlfriend.
Yeah, and like, he says the wrong name.
Yeah, and then like
the after diaries.
Yeah, and you can see like Greg, like they have a shot, and Greg like starts to almost like laugh. He's like, "Oh my God, just keep going." And, like, I wonder how much of that was like the girl was just trying to do her scene, but he kept like circling back to her names, like because like, she repeated herself like 3 times. She's like, "My name is this. I work here, and Greg is my boyfriend, or John's my boyfriend." And it was just like then she said it again and again. He just kept like circling through it. Just like, I don't know if like maybe she has no more lines. Like that was all she's supposed to say.
Yeah. And not to generalize or dismiss her acting, but I don't, maybe it was the lighting or just like how
lighting was odd in this movie.
Or how she always like approached a scene, but she like was very much so like a porn star actor.
Oh yeah.
Like in that type of vibe or whatever, where I mean that kind of cheap lighting and that kind of like, I mean, not that her dialogue was great or anything, so I think that was maybe part of it, but so that's one of the reasons why I was really shocked that there wasn't like a 10-minute sex scene or something, because it was it just felt like there were at least like 3 scenes where I was like, okay, well, what's gonna happen?
And like you said, the lighting was odd. There were scenes where like then they walked into the morgue, like Greg's just completely like blown out. It's just like he looks so like overblown with the lighting. It's like, how did no one correct this? I guess it doesn't matter. Just move on. And then there were scenes like the dentist's office was like a sitcom. Yeah, like, it was just like everyone was like clearly on like an extra. Everyone was like it was like a weird soundstage. Like it was all like room recorded, so like you just hear bouncing off the walls, and like it was so weird.
But the actual dentist room had like a weird waterfall. In the corner.
It was like weirdly shaped. And it was it was so.
It was
weird.
like a triangle shape. Yeah, it was like they in an area where real estate's expensive or something.
Yeah,
and they just tried to fit as many personal rooms.
And then like later they have a shot where the camera's in that corner.
Yes.
So like I don't like, and it's so weird, but it's oh god, it was so weird. Like you'd have a scene where it's like some of the shots the establishing shots from the Vegas thing were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then you have this dentist thing like almost immediately after, and it's like, what the fuck is going on in this? Like, am I watching the same movie?
Yeah. And also one thing that I like thought was really funny was how Greg was supposedly mute at the beginning.
Yeah, what was that?
But then it took him like one scene to overcome it.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any gradation. Like he just started saying and then go hello. And then all of a sudden he was saying full sentences and
then
stuff.
He can shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, and then it turned into him like just being nervous and practicing, hey, can I help clean? Like I'll do it for free.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
What was also kind of weird I thought of while we were watching this was why is every movie that they do like they're best friends, but it like one of them is super fucking evil?
Yeah.
Like, why does this keep happening? What is their friendship? Because Tommy wrote the last one. Greg wrote this one.
Yeah.
Like, is that all they do?
Yeah. And the thing is, at first I was thinking, oh, that's kind of weird that they're like referencing of Mice and Men, but then I'm like, holy shit, like he kills Lenny.
Yeah.
And I was just like, maybe Greg's trying to be like a literary mind and actually try and reference like classic John Steinbeck American literature.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's kind of a far like leap from that. The only similarity is that one tries to kill the other and doesn't succeed.
Yeah, or maybe.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what's happening. That ending is so weird. Yeah, you were saying when we were on our way out, like the like all of a sudden it goes black and white, and like there's like this weird like tilt shifting where it's just like and there's like weird like effects around the sides of the screen and.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like I was on something. Like it felt like I was just like, and it was kind of like in those action shows or movies or like one of those new Liam Neeson movies or whatever, the one where he's in like Paris and he's just not taken, but the one that came out like 2 years later. Yeah.
The plane one?
I think so.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Well, regardless, like some of those action movies have very jarring and fast camera shots, and some of those were like these fast back and forths and stuff. And I just thought it was really, really weird. Like and also it's like just the side by side of what we were talking about, how like sometimes it would go from like this beautiful cinematography, these beautiful, like I actually do believe, this is my theory, that for some of those beautiful like establishing shots, they like had a drone and they're like, oh, like let's use the drone again.
Yeah, I did notice there was a drone operator specifically, like his own like name card at the end credits. Yeah,
because some of those like the one where they were in the red car in the desert.
Yeah.
That was
gorgeous.
That was like amazing.
Yeah.
That was like literally like from like Rain Man or whatever, like when they're driving in the red car.
Yeah, it looked great.
And then there's these fight scenes or
just they're in a building.
Yeah.
It just looks so weird.
And some reason, even some scenes with him and the girl, with Greg and his girlfriend, it was It did that jarring thing like the Walker Texas Ranger of someone falling slowly to the floor. But it wasn't a full stop motion. But
it would do that. It would go into weird framey stuff where it would all of a sudden be like real. It looked like it was trying to be slow-mo, and then they would just go to another shot and it would be normal pace, and then go back to that original shot again and it'd be slow motion again.
Yeah.
Like, do you have two cameras that do different things? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Well in the room.
In the room is the two cameras. Yeah. I remember hearing that for the first time. I'm like, that seems insane. And like, how do you even do that? Like,
you taped them together.
Yeah,
like that's weird.
Sure is.
Yeah,
one of them doesn't even. I think it's the film one. They never even actually like used any of the footage of. They just had it.
Yeah,
why not?
Because it was just so bad. And okay, so can we talk about their business model?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
So, like one thing that I was kind of confused with is that obviously there's conflict at the end. We don't know what's happening or whatever. But what was going to be their plan after that? Because they had sold almost all of the gold teeth to this guy, and like those were all of his bins. And there's no way. And the supply of people coming in who might have a gold tooth, like one or two, or like maybe 4 in the back or something. That's really it. So I was kind of
I guess it was just get the $2 million and leave. I don't know.
Yeah, and also, is there a black market for gold?
I don't think that was a black market thing at all. I think that's a legitimate like he's a refinery. He takes gold that's no longer being used and makes it into gold that can be used. Like, how is that illegal?
They kept hinting that it was like really highly illegal. Oh, and also on that note too. There's a corporate morgue. Like he's like, if corporate finds out
he keeps talking about corporate. Now corporate's looking for him, and corporate keeps sending in people to take his stuff away. Yeah. And then there's like the couple
where they slip in that Tommy might be a necrophiliac.
Yeah, because like throughout the movie, Greg keeps finding these like lawsuits or like news articles that are like, mortician gets fired for doing something, and all of a sudden he's like, by the way, he's totally having sex with dead bodies. It's like okay. Sure.
The clown.
The clown was so weird. They're like, don't touch it.
Family.
Yeah, the clown family. That was something that was so weird too, is they would keep cutting away to other things.
Yes.
Like when in the very beginning he's talking about like what face to give the guy, and he's like names off a couple actors, and they just show footage of these actors in their movies back in the day.
Yeah.
It was
like
so
show
weird.
like a 3-second clip of Cary Grant.
Yeah.
And then a 3-second clip of
James Dean was the other one.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why?
Yeah, and then the people in his room were James Morrison, Charlie Chaplin, and like a few other.
Yeah, he had a whole.
Dean was there
he had a whole
but-
bunch of. James Dean was in that movie a ton.
Yes.
All over the
Yeah.
place. Like the girl had an unpicked poster of him in her
Yeah.
room, and all over the movie. But like, if you have these people on the wall, just show that or something. Like,
Yeah.
it was so weird. Like, no, we're gonna cut away to this thing over here.
Yeah, and it was like funny how like I don't know how much they spent on certain items and whatnot, but it was funny how it like looked like they like the photos weren't matted. They weren't like
Oh no,
it was it looked like computer paper.
that coffin was destroyed. They
Yeah.
had one coffin that kept moving around, and it was all dented and
Yeah.
like, beat up.
Well, they cost a lot.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So I thought that was like really really weird. The whole like and also Tommy's boots.
Dude, that was amazing.
There was a shot like specially on them.
Oh, yeah,
like,
they're
hey, we're gonna point out that Tommy's wearing like at least a 3-inch heel.
Yeah, he's got
on
these
these
huge
boots.
fucking elevator shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it's so that he's a little bit closer to Greg in height or something.
Oh, maybe.
Because
He's really weird with his fashion. Like the first chapter of the book
Yeah.
opens up with Greg describing what it looks like, what it's like to see Tommy for the first time. Where he's got like the stupid like pocket
belts.
chain and the 2 belts and stuff like that, which he had in this movie.
yeah,
Like they just let him. It looked like Tommy just showed up to work as he was going, and like as he
Yeah.
would normally be wearing something.
yeah, it was very much so that like it seemed like this was Greg's baby, and every now and then he'd just say, "Hey, Tommy, like come in, just do what you do."
Yeah, and that's
And
honestly, I'm
no
so
guidance.
happy.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
like, this is... I forgot the magic of, like, rediscovering Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Because I've seen The Room so many times at this point.
Yeah.
So to see this new thing and just watch it unfold and be like, oh, right, it's this.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. And then, like, you could kind of see it in the crowd where some people would, like, kind of chuckle.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people are dying and be like, the fuck is going on? Like, out
Yeah.
loud. And, like, it's slowly unraveled. People are like, oh, okay, right. We're watching Tommy Wiseau just do himself, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but and the thing is like some of his lines were like he didn't really have I mean he did have some lines that were kind of like
Yeah.
high mark.
Yeah.
But he did this weird thing that he didn't really do in The Room with this that sing-songy thing.
That was really
where
weird, yeah.
he would be like you'll regret it.
Yeah.
You'll regret it.
He just kept singing.
And he'd say it like 4 more times. And I was just like, okay, well this is interesting.
Yeah, he kept singing like throughout the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
when the what's his name, Mr. Lee.
Yeah. Oh my god. Casual racism.
It was awesome. That was amazing.
Yeah, he was just like
because it's just so naive. That was
Yeah.
totally him. That probably was not in the script, but they're
Yeah.
like, it's just Tommy.
yeah, a Chinese man dies and he's like, "Oh, well, we should honor Mr. Lee. He wasn't like the other he
Yeah.
basically said he wasn't like other Chinese people. He said they're usually a selfish people."
Yeah.
And the whole crowd died because
Yeah.
everyone I think that was not in the script.
It was just like it's just Tommy being Tommy.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it came, and then and then they're like, what did they have in his honor? They just called it Chinese food.
They got Chinese food. They had a little framed picture of him on
Yep,
the floor.
2 candles.
2 candles
and
and
a
a
little-
little thing of sake.
Yeah,
Which is
okay.
Japanese.
Yeah. Oh my god. I didn't even notice the sake.
There was a little bottle of sake and the 2 little sake cups next to the frame.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, all right, that works out. I mean, like when
Yeah.
they were done with the first body, and as they were leaving, he was like, oh, we got another guy. He's a little midget man, and like walked out. It's like, oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was and who is sending Tommy these bodies? Like
I have no idea.
Like it's because he's not even like a lot of like real morticians and stuff. It's a full one-stop and shop. Like they'll cremate, they'll like pretty up the body if it's an open casket. They'll do everything. He's like some weird like middleman, I guess, for like I don't know where these bodies go. And also, why was that dead clown still? Wait, was the clown wasn't in makeup, but he still had his
He had his hat on and his whole clown outfit.
but the makeup was washed off.
Yeah.
That was really
And he kept
interesting.
telling Greg not to touch it. So I was like, oh, is it
Yeah.
because he needs to be a clown when he's
Yeah.
being buried? But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. The makeup was off.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Yeah, it was. And then also he called everybody by their name, but he called that guy the Clown Man.
Yeah.
He didn't even get.
That's a good point. Yeah, he had no name.
Yeah.
And then in that weird psychedelic last 20 minutes, the clown wakes up and murders him as he's typing on a typewriter.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. In Underwood, pretty good typewriter.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, all right, look at that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, I've heard of that before.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, that's the one I know. I think that's like his thing. He likes that type of typewriter or whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause he's wicked old school.
Yeah, and also, so, like, what do you think of the soundtrack?
When it started, I'm like, this is dope.
Yeah.
And then it had like a couple songs where I was like, did someone like turn the gain up too much and like just was like, we'll roll with it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's some of the songs was there. I didn't look into it that much, but there was like a famous band or something that did it. It wasn't.
The guy
like,
from Imagine Dragons. Just wrote it maybe.
Okay,
I believe. Yeah. But I don't know if he directly performed any of it.
Oh, he didn't perform it. He
I don't
just
know.
Wrote it.
I think because the one was sung by like that girl and like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
I could probably look it up. What the whole thing was, but.
Yeah, I thought that it was really like some of the songs were pretty good. Obviously, some of them had a little bit too much reverb and gain on it.
It was weird.
But yeah, the stuff that was like the score or like the like just background music type stuff, that was kind of weird.
Like some of the ambient stuff was just like okay. Like,
what is the mood?
Yeah. What are we setting here? But man, yeah, it was. I really liked it like a lot. Like it was very very reminiscent of like that. Just rediscovering the room is like kind of exactly how I felt. I'm like, right, it's this thing. Love it,
and it's really a testament to like there is something there, and I don't really know what it is.
Yeah,
and like the thing is like. I've been on like dates before or whatever where I had to go see like Dear John, like a Nicholas Sparks movie or something.
Yeah.
And I think that like this was like just it was better.
Yeah,
like,
it's right, exactly.
Like I would watch this more than like some like A Walk to Remember or like some type of Nicholas Sparks or random like don't get me wrong, I like a good classic rom-com like Sleepless in Seattle, like a Tom Hanks one or something.
Best Friend, or isn't that Best Friends? What's that one called?
Just Friends.
Just Friends.
Yeah.
What a classic.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yes.
Where he was fat.
He's fat.
And
he loses all the weight, and then like he is like what a movie.
Yeah, that's
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a good one. They played that a lot on Comedy Central, I think.
They used to. I don't know if they still do.
Okay.
Because I haven't watched Comedy Central in forever. They used to play that all the time and Waiting.
Oh, yep.
I love Waiting.
Yeah.
Greg's apparently in Accepted.
Yeah.
I have no memory of that at all.
I don't remember that. He's an uncredited frat guy.
Yes.
So there's like must be one of those scenes by the pool when they make the.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Or the half pipe or whatever.
That's exactly. I was thinking is that or when he goes to the other school near the end.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna be in this other school or whatever, and like whatever.
Oh.
And they go to he goes like a party somewhere.
Yeah.
So maybe in there, but
yeah.
I also thought the same thing. It's like right by the pool area because that would be amazing.
And then there was a part of me that was like kind of hoping he was one of the kids that gets the like shit brownies or whatever, like the brownies. And I was like, oh, like, but then I was like, no, he would be called like Brownie Guy number 1 or something.
Right. Yeah.
If he was like if he interacted with whoever, not Justin Long.
It wasn't Justin. Justin Long is the main actor.
Yeah.
Did he give that stuff out?
No, it was the
other guy, right?
The fat friend.
Yes. I don't remember his name at all.
Is he a real person now? I mean, I don't know. Is he doing stuff?
Justin Long?
No.
Or the fat guy?
The fat guy.
I don't even know what his name is.
Because he wasn't Jonah Hill, and he's not Josh Gad.
We're running out of fat guys.
He's some guy.
I don't remember who that is. I can't even picture him. He has like dumb big hair. I remember that.
He's the guy who's like, ask me about my wiener.
Yes. Oh, was it Jonah Hill?
Was it?
Jonah Hill's credited for being in this movie.
Oh my god. That's actually Jonah Hill?
Maybe. Yeah, that is Jonah Hill. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Well,
Okay,
then yeah.
well, I
that
got
ans-
one
yeah,
of the
that-
fat guys.
That answers your question. Yeah, he's
Oh.
doing stuff.
Okay, I have one huge question about best friends. What did the girlfriend think the guy meant what did the girlfriend think Greg meant initially when he said he was in the gold business?
I have no idea.
Like, I think that's basically
That sounds
like,
even worse than
that's
what was the
basically
truth.
like somebody saying I'm in the diamond business and like being like part of like the De Beers blood diamonds. Like it sounds sketchy.
It sounds real bad. That's so
Yeah.
because exactly what the truth was less creepy than than just saying the gold business.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, we just take these teeth, and maybe it's because of the whole front of it being illegal in this
Right.
universe.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna call it a different universe because
Exactly. I do not think it's illegal. Yeah, because like even the guy at the refinery when they go to like talk to him, he's got like
Yeah.
the security camera and then he like opens the door and looks at
Yeah.
them and like he's
Yeah.
all like creepy about it. It's like, isn't this totally okay? And like everyone they're selling to are like just dorks.
yeah, they're like weird dentists
Yeah.
or something. Did they put them back in mouths? What is that the idea?
I don't know because I thought
So
it was fitted for your like spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did they like have some dental tool where they remolded?
I thought that was the refinery.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But apparently it's not.
No, he's just the hookup.
Yeah, you just sell bags of gold teeth to people.
Yeah, and it's for some reason that guy's holding it.
Yeah.
He's holding the teeth, and then do they pick up the teeth again from that guy to do the drop to the other people?
I guess. Yeah, because they had to give
Yeah.
the teeth to the guy.
As like collateral.
And then he held
Or
them, and then
something.
but they still had to be the delivery guys to come
Yeah.
back a couple days later and get a bag, like a Ziploc bag, to go hand to some nerd in an alleyway.
Yeah.
There were so many scenes in alleyways in this movie. Every time they got any chance they got, they were walking down an alleyway somewhere.
Yeah, and like the first guy, like when he said, "Oh, he said they're mostly nerds." The refinery guy, I almost burst out laughing because the first guy was literally like wearing a T-shirt with like a cupcake on it or something. Like it was so like not intimidating.
Yeah, not at all.
Like he might as well have been wearing like a fedora or something. Like
it was pretty close. He had some
Yeah.
stupid hat on.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, what does that mean? And also on the second note on the girlfriend, I believe there were only like 3 dates in, and he kind of just said, "Oh well, my place is being worked on," so and she's like, "Oh well, you can stay here." So like 3 dates or maybe 4 or something, he into their relationship, air quotations.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, well, if your apartment's being worked on, you can stay here." So he like moves in kind of and was staying there like every night.
Yeah.
And I was really confused with that. And he didn't really like he said it wasn't going to be ready for like 3 months or 2 months or something. So I don't really know what her thought process could have even been.
Yeah, passage of time in this movie was weird.
Yeah.
There was a part near the beginning where they're like, I think it was like right around the time when he first started working with Tommy, and they did like this, like a bunch of establishing shots and like did a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, time has passed.
Yeah.
Nope. They were just like, all right, all right, so we just saw you today or something. They like referenced the exact moment like seconds ago. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It got confusing the second half because there were these night shots and then these day shots, and then the lighting would be weird inside. Like in the bar scene when he meets her first.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like she said the place was closing up, and that was the only cue that I had that it was night out.
Because
there was a light so bright on her face that it looked like a window open.
Right, yeah.
And it was shining in. But no, it was like 2 a.m. or like 1 a.m.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, because like, also, when did they start
I'm almost
working?
off my shift.
Because he was like, oh, you were late. It's like, well, if she was off, if they were closing, would that be closing at night? So they only do more stuff in the middle of the night?
I think so. I think so. Because maybe they do the illegal stuff at the night. Well,
that was before he admitted to being part of the gold thing.
Oh. I don't even know.
Because I was very confused as to like when operating hours were for this place.
Yeah.
And like, what do you do? Because like at one point, Greg is like, "Oh, I'll go clean the coffins." I'm like, "There are coffins in this building." I don't understand what's happening.
And why are they cleaning coffins?
Yeah, shouldn't they be clean?
Doesn't everyone get their own coffin?
Yeah.
I mean, they are using that same coffin.
That's true. They are using
all
one
the time.
coffin all the time.
Maybe they only have that model, and maybe that's the idea, that they have like 3 of those and they just use them to transport the bodies.
Oh, that could be.
That's the only thing I can think of.
That would make sense.
And-
That would help. That would
And
help.
then like the 4th guy or whatever that actually has the funeral has a real coffin there. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not a merchant.
I've never died,
business.
so I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I'm still very puzzled by a lot. There's a lot of things that I need answered. And I'm actually kind of, I mean, that's kind of an artful touch in some ways of there being some things that I'm curious about or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're curious to see more.
Some of them are like, okay, this is just frustrating. This continuity does not make sense, and I'm really confused.
Yeah,
it's toes the line of both of that.
But like, it's weird because it's with Tommy. Like, if you watch like The Room, you're like, "Fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
But it's just delightful, and you're like, "This is fun."
Well, I think that there were probably things in this movie that kind of might have been kind of like The Room. Like, for example, is it Denny? Mm-hmm. He was originally supposed to be mentally challenged.
Oh, really?
But they like didn't add in that scene or whatever where they say that he is.
Yeah.
So he's just really like kind of off during the movie.
Which is awesome.
Like you know how like he's like, "Oh, I thought I could watch."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?"
Good decision to exclude that because it adds a lot.
Yeah. Yes. It just makes it so that he's just a little bit socially off, and it just leaves to the imagination that he might be on some type of spectrum, or some things not completely
Or he
right.
just likes to watch.
Yeah, which is better. Because it's like, okay, well, that's weird, but
Three's a crowd.
yeah. Yeah. I wish that there was a little bit more humor, like the underwear scene.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like that whole part of the room where he's like, "She found my underwear."
Yeah, that scene's out of nowhere. Has no.
Yeah.
Although my favorite scene in Best Friends was when they first meet the refinery guy.
Yeah.
And the refinery guy's trying to do his lines, and Tommy just starts talking over him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt."
And he waits and like really like patiently. That was another scene where I was like, because those 2 girl actresses
Oh yeah.
were like, I was like, are they like, are they prostitutes?
And the things he would say in the beginning when they first met them, he's like, "Oh, I need to search you." She's like, "Do you think I can keep a gun in this dress?"
And he's like, "Maybe it's up your butt."
Yeah.
And then the girl who's like wearing the less tight dress, he's like, "Oh, well, I gotta search you too." And also, he just checked their armpits. Like, he was just like, "Lift up your arms." Like, that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, this is interesting.
Oh god, it was so good. It was so good to watch the guy, like a professional actor, just be run over by Tommy. It's like, all right, yeah, go ahead.
I hope that guy, like, that it's not like early in his career, and he's like, this is gonna be it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, honestly, this has like the potential to like reach Room status because Tommy's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
But like, it's gonna take a little while.
It was really smart of Greg to release this like basically in tandem with a James Franco movie.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it was brilliant.
It came out like 3 months after.
Yeah, that
so.
was because now everyone knows who he is.
Yes, yeah.
Like which is nice to see that he's finally like getting his like spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, although it's still weird.
It's weird. I don't like it doesn't seem like it's weird to see someone who, I guess, as the way to word it would be like, he doesn't understand what he's doing, but I feel like he 100% deserves it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know, like, he doesn't look like he put in the work. Like, if you look at, like, I don't know. For some reason, Mark Hamill comes to my mind. But you look at him, you're like, yeah, this guy deserves the credit, and people should look at him and, like, respect him. For some reason, Tommy's just this goofball. I'm like, no, this guy is on equal footing as this other guy, you know, like, so it is weird, but I don't know, man. It's got a warm spot for that guy.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch him just like do his thing and just like there are a couple times where you could see. I feel like they just like are you familiar with what like an editing handle is?
Kinda.
It's when you're acting and you're done with your scene, but you pause for a bit so that the editor has room to cut stuff out. Like it's like so like you're not like end my lines and you just stop and like walk off screen. So there's like time for them to like adjust stuff. They like left those in, and I was wondering if they just like left those in to either just create like a funny awkward pause, or like they just weren't sure if he was gonna keep going. They're just like, just leave it going, just let it. Maybe he's gonna keep going here. Yeah. So it was like there were a couple times where he would just be in the middle of talking, and then he'd just kind of run out of steam. Yeah. And then he just kind of stare like aim blankly and like off in a distance, and then be like, all right, move on to the next shot. Yeah. And it was he's so wonderful.
Yeah. So can I ask why was Mark Hamill the first to come to mind?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because we were talking about like preparation and a lot of like stuff and really giving it your all or whatever. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm just stupid, but he's a big VO like star. Yeah. Like that's kind of more what he is right now definitely. In the past like
20 years almost. Yeah. At this point, it's like pretty much what he's known for. Yeah,
because his main things were like the Joker, and then obviously he's the guy on a regular show, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's the Yeti there. What's his name?
The shirtless. No, he's not.
He's the gorilla Yeti thing.
Yeah.
Deeps or something.
Skips.
That's what it is.
I was a big fan of that.
I loved that show. I haven't watched it in forever.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
Is it? Okay. It just ended like last year.
Yeah. I gave up. But the thing is, the thing that I liked about that show a lot was all of these like really like weird references to stuff.
Oh, super weird.
And
Billy Mitchell sued them because they used his likeness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did not win.
Really?
Yeah. He's in a lot of trouble right now for cheating.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of his scores are being like investigated or removed because he potentially cheated. Like, have you seen King of Kong?
No.
And then you should. Well, I think that might be on Netflix. Yeah. That movie's amazing. And there's a part where the main focus of the movie is Steve Wiebe. Yeah. He's like a school teacher. He's like, I could break the Donkey Kong record, and he does. Yeah. And like days after, they're like at some Twin Galaxies like party, and then some of the guys come in. They're like, oh hey, Billy just sent a tape in. Yeah. They put the tape in, and it's like him breaking the record, and they're like, yep, he broke the record. But like Steve had to do it in person. Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck? So but it's like being investigated that tape was done on MAME, which is a computer arcade emulator. Oh. So you can theoretically you could have spliced it all together. Yeah. So he could have done the whole thing legitimately in MAME, and it's like a different category. You could have the record in MAME, that's fine. Yeah. But he's trying to pretend that like, no, I did it on a cabinet, and this is legit, and da. So like. And apparently some of his other scores are being looked into. The Pac-Man one, obviously not, because that was done live. But he'll keep that forever. But he's in some hot waters. Wow. And like the guy who would like verify a lot of his scores. Yeah. He's the guy who had the Dragster record. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's like I want to say it's like 5.57 or something. Oh, okay. It's like this crazy score that like no one's ever been able to duplicate. Yeah. Because it's literally impossible. Yeah. He literally just lied. Yeah. And he's been lying for like 45 years. And like he'd be like, no, I totally got it. And he'd try to like perform it like live, like, oh no, it's the gear shifting, I'm fucking this up right now. Yeah. And then someone like went into the code and was like, nope, this is literally impossible. We frame by frame did this. You could never get this score. The fastest is this. And so he just completely lied for years. But that guy became a judge at Twin Galaxies, was verifying Billy's scores. Now they're like, all right, well this guy lied for years. Yeah. We trust that anything this guy said was okay because of this. So a lot of controversy in the arcade world right now. Wow. It's exciting.
It's wild.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that people like get super worked up about like such silly stuff, but I love it. I'm all about e-drama.
If you could have a cabinet, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question. Oh, what would it be? You know what I really like the TMNT game, the arcade game.
Oh my god,
so fun!
If you're ever in Boston, there's this one near like Cambridge, and it's awesome.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm not really good at those. It's the same type of format as like the Simpsons.
Yeah,
game,
like
right?
a beat 'em up there.
Yeah. I never really. I don't have one of those. Cartridges for any of my systems. I should get one. But yeah, I really like that one. I think if I was going like old school, I'm a huge Millipede guy actually.
Really? I've never played that.
It's like really addictive because it's like one of those games that like I'm not really good at like Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm. Me neither. It's really hard.
And then after like probably round 6 on Dig Dug, I pretty much suck. Yeah. So like
that game's also really hard.
Yeah. After a while, they just speed up so fast. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Millipede's really fun because you're just like on a high and you're just like like just hitting it, like mashing the button so hard. That one you don't see a lot though.
No, you don't.
In arcades. You see Centipede sometimes.
Yeah, Centipede you see a lot.
I was never really good at Galaga or Galaxian.
Oh, you know who's really good is Coach.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Didn't he like not beat it, but like get really far?
Yeah.
Like we were at Red Robin.
Red Robin, yeah. Yeah, we're at Red Robin.
And like the table's ready and he's like, oh, well, I'm still playing. And he came back to the table like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm like.
He was so good. Did you ever hear his track and field story?
No.
He played the track and field arcade game.
Oh, yeah.
And like him and like two other random guys showed up.
Yeah.
And they like, he's like pretty sure at the time set the world record in like one of the games.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, we just fucking crushed it. It was like, I've never seen a score higher than that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like there's a couple of random dudes came together and like they just blew this up. I miss arcades.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm used to like kind of a smaller arcade.
Mm-hmm.
My the bowling alley that my parents went to, once I got to a certain age, they just stopped babysitting, like getting us a babysitter, so we would just like come to the bowling alley with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big like I forget, maybe it's House of the Dead 4 or House of the Dead 3, one of those House of the Deads. That was always pretty fun. Time Crisis, the Namco Time Crisis game.
Time Crisis is fun.
That's pretty good.
The pedal, the crouch.
Yes, yeah. I was playing, but then also a newer one that's at Dave and Buster's right now. That's like, it's not even that fun, but it's just kind of cool because you just have like a giant machine gun as the Rambo game.
Oh, really? I've never even seen this.
Yeah.
I don't go to Dave and Buster's that often.
Yeah, I think it's... is it Rambo? Yeah, no, it's based off of the new Rambo movie because there was a semi-recent reboot one. Yeah, it's really weird, but because it's like one of those, because you usually skip through this stuff, but sometimes you like, that's one of those ones where I like just watch it. I'm like, what is going on? Like, because when I play Time Crisis or something, they're just explaining some information that's virtually useless to me. It's just like it doesn't even tell me anything about getting some type of documents or doing this or finding that. It's just like about this some type of like you have to get the cartridges and in this area or whatever. And I don't end up doing that. I just end up like being the one that shot everyone, so that could happen. Oh, so like it's like not like I'm obviously you can't move around. You're not in control of that. But it's really weird. One thing that I do miss though is that like I never was good at it, and it wasn't really that good a game, but it was like the OG VR, like the thing where you. Like
oh my helmet. God! Yes, that huge fucking helmet on the crane. Yeah.
That was really fun. I think that one of those was like just a shotgun shooting one. Okay. That they had, and those are never fun because it's a shotgun. Any game that has some type of like capacity where you can't shoot like 2 times like fast or whatever, it's really frustrating. Like even Halo, like even any game, even like in Battlefront when you have the little speeders and you have the 2 bombs and that's it. And it's just like, well, this sucks. Like I'm just gonna ride around now and not try and beat anything. I'm just gonna enjoy space.
In the earlier ones, the earlier Battlefront games, the little land speeders you can drive around on Endor. Yeah. Never. Yeah. I could never do. I can go 5 feet before crashing into a tree and immediately dying. They're so hard to drive. Yes, they're so hard.
They designed them that way. Yeah. They're like
it makes me respect the movie so much. Like, damn, Luke was sick at this. Yeah, like, this is so hard.
Well, even the stormtroopers, I mean, they like don't crash into anything until they're like hit or pushed. Yeah. Like everyone just knows like how to weave through the redwoods.
Yeah. At like 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's really insane.
Because like I could not even reach maximum speed in that game. He's like, all right, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah. I did like though, I think it was Battlefront 2 maybe, where they like basically like you couldn't obviously decide to be Darth Vader, but you like have that 1 minute moment where you get tapped and it's like, do you want to be yeah. Like you can throw the lightsaber and it comes back.
Did you ever play in 2, you could go to Mos Eisley and you could do like it was like the game mode was like hero kill or something.
Yeah.
And everyone was a hero.
Real? I
Yeah.
don't think I did.
Yeah, it was randomly on that map. So when you like would pick a map, it would have like capture the flag or whatever. If you like went down to the bottom, it was like, or no, it was like what is it called when it was it assault when you were in a ship?
Oh,
It had like a different name when it was a space mission.
Yes, yeah.
So like you would go to a planet, you could see the ground stuff for space mission. If
Yeah.
you went to Mos Eisley, it was like the same thing, assault or whatever.
Yeah.
And Mike and I were playing like, wait, what? There are ships here? I clicked like, no, you can play the fucking heroes. So it was just like Darth Maul and Darth Vader running at Princess Leia and fucking Boba Fett's flying around. Like it was just that.
Yeah.
Over and over again. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Because like all like the movement abilities on the Jedi, you just broke that map.
Yeah.
So you're jumping over the buildings and like you could like land on top of like there was like a large like spaceship like in construction. You could get on the top of that and fight people up there, and it was so cool.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like I was my PSP was the PSP, the white one with the black with the Darth Vader on the back.
Yeah.
I did really like Renegade Squadron. It was
never
good.
played that one.
It was, I mean, I'm not like a gaming pro or anything.
Yeah.
It was a little bit too easy in space. Like you could like set it to autopilot.
Oh, really?
So that it would track, it would lock on a ship and it would fly it for you, and then you would just have to shoot.
Wow.
So it was like a beginner setting
yeah.
that like never existed, because it was like at least in Battlefront 1 with like some of the space stuff, you just had to be good with the toggle.
Oh yeah.
Like you had to be able to, and I'd be upside down and be like, where am I? And then I'd fly out of bounds.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. There
and
was
my
like
ship
no
would
indicator.
explode.
Yeah. Mike and I used to get so good at that, where we would do space missions, and flying the ship was we figured out was the wrong way to play.
Yeah.
The best way to do it was to fly into their ship.
Yes.
And just run around with explosives and just blow up their shit in like 5 minutes and win the mission.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things was to fly the ship into their thing, but like also I think that sometimes you can like not do the docking thing and you can just fly in at full
gliding.
speed.
Yeah. If you didn't hit like a certain it was like a certain height on to the ground, the thing would just be like, well, too bad. You would just go right into the end of the thing.
Running in and sometimes they didn't have that many staff watching the ship. It was very not efficient.
Yeah, sometimes they would just have like a little turret. If you just took that out, the fucking coolant or whatever's going down. Like there's nothing. No, they're never gonna have a guy come like around and be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, they're just gonna keep the running guys out the back.
Yeah.
Those games are fun. I haven't played any of the new ones, but apparently they're bad.
Yeah, I mean, I played it at Jason's house, the new-ish one.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm not really familiar with like anything post PS2. but I just,
it's all been downhill since then, so it's fine.
Yeah, I just know that Jason like that the setting for that game was like there's add-ons and buy-ons type stuff within the game, and it's like, what is this, like some weird app? Like is this like because I remember like when I like got my first iPod Touch or whatever, and there were all these like cool games and then there'd be all these absurdist like add-ons. It's like, oh, it's $5 for this, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not playing. I'm just gonna play my free version of Labyrinth, or like whatever the cool like game was at the time.
Yeah, back in the early days of like iTunes, it was a bunch of like weird, like here's just a version of this weird game, just for free.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I always played. I never got the paid version of Fruit Ninja.
Oh yeah,
Fruit Ninja Lite.
Dude, what is with Dave & Buster's just being phone games?
Yes, yeah. They do, one thing that I do like is and also like those ones you can't really win that many tickets. Like if you really want to be totally utilitarian and just get everything you need, your best bet would to be just do the fish wheel like so many times. That wheel over in the back, there was like 5 of them, and if you spin it just right, like minimalist, like you can. I won 500 tickets. Like you just have to like. And if you do the one machine or whatever, like it's right next to like, it's just like Price is Right or whatever. Yeah. And right next to it, there are 2 little slivers that are like 1,000 tickets. Oh. But it's like really, there is like it's not fun at all. But you do get like such a rush when you like win. It's also like 10 tickets.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, to like 10 chips.
To play or whatever.
Or whatever it is now. I guess it's good for the environment that they got rid of the tickets. I don't know. It's just weird that I don't see them.
Oh, right.
Like,
it's just like a number that shows up. That is weird.
And so, like, if there's a glitch, like, that's... Well, they probably had too many times where the arm that holds the tickets... Because sometimes that little ticket, like, flicker thing that, like, stops them from coming out anymore... If you, back in the day, if that, like, thing was flipped the wrong way, you could just keep pulling them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You could pull out, like, the whole roll. And it was, like, so scummy, but it's like, well, it's like I paid $20
Maintain
for
your
these,
shit.
I paid $20 for these chips.
Yeah.
And I also got a burger.
Yeah.
So this is not good.
So give me 6,000 tickets.
So... I got some topics of some things that have happened to me recently.
Hit me with them.
So my iPhone, I mean my Android actually.
Okay.
I have those like Beats by Dre headphones.
Okay.
And they're like, and I didn't buy them. My mom didn't buy them. What happened was, I'm pretty sure that Verizon like screwed her over.
Okay.
And not completely, but she like got a new phone or whatever, and I think that we got like credit or whatever, and their way of doing that, it probably could have just been went towards our bill or something, but their way of doing that or like framing it was, oh well, here's these like Beats 3 Solo, like the little earbud ones that you wear at the gym that are Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And they gave those to her, but they're also the ones that are like the old model.
Yeah.
Because they use the micro USB, which is currently being discontinued on every phone now. It's switching to the USB-C. And so I have those headphones, and they're nice, and I was using them for like 3 months. Just crap the bed on me. And I was just like it sounded like a radio frequency going out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but sound was still coming through it. And so I set up an appointment at the Genius Bar. Like I hadn't been to the Genius Bar since my mom had an iBook G4.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
It's a long time. It's a long time.
There isn't a bar anymore. It's just...
Oh, really?
At the one in Crossgates, there's not a bar. It used to be in the back.
Yeah.
And there used to be like an actual Genius Bar.
Yeah.
But now they just kind of like weirdly meet up with you at one of the product tables.
Oh, is that what those people are? Because I never go in there. I have an iPhone. I never go in there. So I'll just walk by, and it's just a bunch of people with iPads meandering about the place. I feel really weird about going in there.
Yeah. And so they like try and set up, like they try and troubleshoot it. And I said, I like put in analog headphones into my phone, and it seems like the source is working. And so then I'm like, okay, well, she's like, she pulls out the AirPods.
Yeah.
And she's like, let me see if I can pair them up with your phone. And then she sees that I have an Android. And she's like, oh, like this is going to be a trouble. And then she's like, oh, well, we can do it the other way. We'll, pair your headphones to this girl's phone, like one of the Apple people.
Yeah.
And so they could distinguish them, they like named the headphones. They renamed the headphones to Amy's Power Beats. And so now like my headphones are called Amy's Power Beats. And but they ended up testing it, and then I paired it back up with my phone. They're fine.
Okay.
So I was like an idiot at the Apple store, but now my headphones will always be Amy's Power Beats.
That's hilarious.
Because I don't really know how to change it, and I also don't really want to change it because I think it's hilarious. Like, oh, it's like I'm using Amy's Power Beats. Like, this is pretty cool.
Did you take it to the Apple store because they do Beats?
They have a full, because they own Beats now.
Right, okay.
And then also they basically said that's where you should claim it. If you're claiming in person anywheres, that's where you should be claiming it, because like, I mean, the people at the Verizon store do not know.
Right, yeah.
Like, I mean, it came from there, but they'd probably just be like, okay, well, because they don't even need to have people with product knowledge anymore, because actually, like, when you have an issue with your phone that's kind of like a little bit out of their pay grade, or like they just don't know, because I mean, it makes sense. Like, obviously if I have an Android and they're really iPhone people or something like that, there's no way that they would be able to help my dad fix his Moto or like whatever phone he has. So so they call the same phone number that you would have called if you were at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is like really...
That is weird.
Up.
Yeah, I feel like they should just tell you that. Like, we don't do that here. Just call this number.
Yeah.
Save
like,
someone the work.
It's like, I don't really know how to do this. Just call this number. And they can do cool stuff, like if you have your home phone. I don't have a home phone in
Yeah, I
my
don't either.
apartment, but like they end up doing something else. Like they end up like calling you from that, because this is my third Galaxy S7. It got replaced like 2 or 3 times.
What do you keep doing to them?
And one time it was the they replaced a SIM card, and it was still having trouble like getting the signal and just doing
weird
stuff. And it also like had this whole thing with the an echo on one end of the phone, and the only way I could get rid of that echo and not annoy the person on the other end, because I didn't hear the echo.
Oh, it was only on their end.
On the other,
that's so weird.
and it pissed people off. So like I'd call for a doctor's appointment one time, and the woman's like, you gotta do something with your phone.
Wow,
this is annoying. And then I have to put it on speakerphone to get rid of that echo.
Oh, wow.
So I like had to go to my car during work or whatever to call about a doctor's appointment, because it was on like speakerphone. So I'm like,
weird. If only other people had that courtesy.
Yeah. It was
the amount of times I fucking know all about some person's life because they're just on the speakerphone is too many.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so another topic from me.
Go ahead.
So I like to wear nice clothes. I like to look good for the people.
Got your wonderful hat on. Your taco hat.
Yeah, my taco hat. And so every now and then I'll peruse the old Brooks Brothers website.
Okay.
And I'm like in the clearance area. I'm not at that level yet where I buy stuff full retail yet in my life. And you do clearance and then low to high.
Okay.
That's the only way. That's how I approach every site, even like the Walmart website.
Okay.
Like,
that makes sense.
Unless it's like Amazon, where it's like just there's thousands of products,
right?
And I haven't filtered it yet. But yeah. So I went to the clearance bucket, and I'm like looking at stuff, and I always like look at some interesting, like one of those mismatched pattern shirts or whatever, where it's like plaid here and then it's a different shade of plaid on the other arm.
Yeah.
Like some kind of stuff. And so what I did was I like that obviously triggered some stuff, and I started getting Facebook ads about Brooks Brothers.
Okay.
And I see this shirt come up like 6 days later. I'm like, wow, I really like that shirt. Like, that's pretty cool. And like spur of the moment, I just was like, I was at Marshall's. Like I was in a store.
You're looking to buy clothes.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this. I'm not going to buy any shit here at Marshall's.
Fuck you, Marshall's.
Yeah. And I sat down in one of those uncomfortable chairs that no one will ever buy at Marshall's, that have been there for like a year or two.
God, Marshall sucks.
yeah, TGX, the whole corporation are going down. So I buy something, and I like really excited about it. I use this new thing, ShopRunner. It's like kind of like the free shipping thing.
Okay.
And I think that you do get a free like account or whatever if you have PayPal.
Okay.
But if you don't, or like if you didn't set it up right, if you're like just using the free month trial, it charges you for like a $80 year long subscription, and it makes sense. It's like Prime basically,
right? Yeah,
and there's a whole like catalog of companies that use this thing now.
Okay.
So I did it through them to get the free shipping, because it was like $10 for shipping. So I buy this shirt, and I think it ended up being like $37. And I'm like really excited about it. It's coming home, because my apartment in Boston area is really crappy, and if anything was left on the porch there, I wouldn't expect it to be there. Like it's that like, oh, this is weird.
Right, okay.
And so I get the shirt, and I'm home. My parents are like, oh yeah, you got your thing in the mail. And thank God they were not home when I opened it. So I open it, and I like hold it up, and I'm like, something's off. Something's like not right. And I'm like, it's a medium. Looks kind of small. It's a boy's medium shirt. And I feel like an idiot, and I'm like looking at stuff, and I go back to the site to try and find it, and like, but I still get it to come up, and I'll get this Facebook ad that's all of these men's shirts, and then that shirt is mixed in.
That's so weird.
I blame Facebook, I blame Brooks Brothers, I blame ShopRunner. This all came to mind because today I got my refund.
Oh wow! Finally.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's so weird. Like, I didn't even. That's such a weird thing. Like, how did you like?
Because usually it's really well labeled, but
right?
sometimes,
Usually it's pretty. Yeah,
sometimes when you like click in from Facebook to there,
it just automatically sets it up.
You're in the shop. You're not in the shopping cart area, but you're just like in the looking at it area.
Yeah.
And it was because it was my phone and I was like doing it through like Chrome or whatever. I think it cut off the end where it says boys shirt.
Yeah.
But it did not say it in the bottom area.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
Did you like check your receipt at all, like on your email?
Oh no, the receipt that I got in the bag, like that it came in, that said boy shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
I've never had that. The shirt I'm wearing right now is a girl's small because there was no other way I could get this shirt, so it's very tiny. I have to wear a sweatshirt with it because it does not fit very well.
Oh my god.
But like, there was just no other version of it, so I was like, well, it's either never have this shirt or get a girl's small.
Yeah.
So I have had some interesting purchases because of that.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good about it. I'm glad it wasn't J. Crew online because they have a strict no refunds policy for the final sale stuff for the clearance area.
Oh, okay.
A lot
Probably
of
they don't want more.
Yeah, a lot of the clearance area is like final sale, so I would have been screwed.
I've actually been buying
They have better labeling, though, I think.
It's true. So. That does help. Having more better shit will not get you to fucking buy a dumbass kid shirt.
Yeah.
I've been buying random shit on Facebook, too, lately. And I feel like I just feel like I'm part of the problem.
I should stop.
I should
stop.
I just feel like I should not be supporting the weird ads that they're trying to force feed me.
The Cambridge Analytica of buying.
Like,
There's going to be another company that's going to come up. And
it's got to be. Yeah. They're so... it's so fucked, this whole thing.
The algorithm's definitely screwed up for me. Because, like, I mean, sometimes I'll go on a site at a store that's definitely out of my price range, like Theory or Ted Baker or something, and but then when the Facebook ads comes up, it's like half women's clothes, half men's clothes. Like one time I saw a pair of pants and I was like, those look pretty good, and they're like women's pants. I'm like, oh, okay, well, back to the drawing board on that. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't be buying things that they're like, hey, you'd like this, because usually I'm like, yeah, you're right, that is a cool design. And then I get it, I'm like, this is a fucking JPEG stretched to fit on a shirt. Like, this is horrible. This is horrible.
Exactly. And that's what bothers me about like Urban Outfitters or like Zoomies or PacSun or some of these like places. They do have these shirts that are like they're supposed to be like these simplistic cool shirts that they're selling for like $25, and it has like a picture. Like I could go on Redbubble right now and find somebody that printed the like White Man Can't Jump, like Woody Harrelson basketball movie. Yeah. Like they have that at PacSun right now, and it's like $50 for the sweatshirt. And it's like, okay, I could go to Ocean State Job Lot, buy it for $10, and then maybe go somewhere else and like get a screen print set up for like $40.
Right, yeah.
And then always have that.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I feel like such an idiot when I'm like, oh, this sure looks cool. Oh, it is literally just like it. Like the picture is not even like formatted properly, so it's just all pixely and gross. I'm like, well, maybe at a distance, I won't look like a total idiot.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Scott Aukerman and Adam Scott's podcast called
I didn't know they had one.
You Talking U2 to Me. It's strictly about U2. Well, it's not really. I mean, it's about U2, and the thing that's so funny about it is that they have some episodes where they like spend like 30 minutes at a time where they haven't talked about U2. They're just kind of like riffing. They do have ones that they're more serious about it. At the last episode of it, in like a while back, they actually got like Bono on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Bono, and he also created nicknames for all of them. So it's Bono is Bonobos, and because that's one of the sponsors that was on the show. Okay. And for Adam Clayton Powell, it's Adam Clay 2,000 pounds, and the Edge, they call him Thedge, and then and the last guy, the drummer, I think, is Larry Mullen Jr., and they call him Larry Mullen Sr.'s son. And no, but like one of their the one time when they're talking about the album Octoon Baby, which is like one that came out in 91 or something, they like kept talking about it. I was like, and all the songs they like pulled from it were like really good. And I'm like, I think this might be my favorite U2 album. And I was like, should I get a shirt? Like, should I get the...
Of course, why not?
Yeah. And so I found on like Etsy and like some other eBay, some of these like original shirts that were like way too much. Like for some reason on Etsy, like people think they have the right to say, oh, well, this is the original shirt from the concert, so it's $275. Like it's a collectible. I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like sometimes they're like just beat to shit. I'm pretty sure there are like holes in them.
Oh, see, that's
like,
not good.
I mean, they're not like pristine or anything.
If it was a pristine one, I could see the argument.
And how much would a pristine one cost? Like, would it be $500 if that's $275?
Oh, right. That's a good point. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because so many of them don't exist anymore. I don't know. So all of art on those ones like look pretty cool. The original shirts. The new ones were just like the album cover in a square on your chest. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should just wear a button down and just be a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've realized like at sporting events and concerts and just a lot of things, it's kind of the cool guy move to just not. Yeah. Because I mean
they know why you're there.
Yeah.
You like the thing. That's why you're there.
Yeah.
Like in a sporting event, I get it because like you just want to rep the one team that you're there for.
Yeah.
But like, because I went to back in high school, it was the big four thrash metal bands, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax, did a big concert in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
And so they did like a Fathom Events show it or whatever. And so I went and I was like, well, I'm going for Metallica, but like, I'm not going to wear a Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
Turns out I was in the wrong. Everyone there wore the shirt of the band that they were repping, and I was like, oh, I'm wearing a fucking cartoon shirt. I look like an idiot. I feel so dumb.
I missed the memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I guess from the sporting side is that like, so I root for the Red Sox.
Okay.
But if someone was like, hey, tell me the roster right now, I'd be like, I would just be shocked, and I'd probably think of maybe pull a few people out of my butt, and then someone might be like, oh, well, they haven't played in 5 years. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's like, I'm not gonna buy. I mean, as much as I do want to buy like the $100 Majestic, like the same, they sell like the on-field stuff what the players wear, and that's like the trick or whatever.
Right.
And I'm not gonna do that. I definitely am still in the phase where I like always, like, my parents were very nice, and when we went to a brew show or something, we would I'd get a shirt,
right?
Which
yeah,
first time I
ever saw you. You were in a Bruce Springsteen shirt.
Radio Nowhere.
Yep. I was also at that concert.
Yeah,
with John Bowman.
Yeah. That was a good concert.
Yeah, it was my first time actually even seeing him. I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, you would have. Do you like Rage Against the Machine?
I do.
He did. What tour? I think it might have been Wrecking Ball. One tour he did, and it was with Tom Morello.
Oh, really?
And it was because they do. There's the song he did from the '90s, "The Ghost of Tom Joad," and there's this amazing new version with like Tom Morello just doing his thing, like
that's so sick. That's so sick.
Yeah. So like he easily did like a and maybe it was just because I was kind of younger and not as much in the know and just maybe a little disoriented. But like, I don't think I knew it was Tom Morello when I was at the concert, or like I had just read the day before, like like important guy is also in band. Like, I mean, definitely still not the best cameo I saw. When I saw Paul McCartney at Yankee Stadium, at one point he's like, New York, is it okay if I let my friend from a local New Yorker come on stage and help me finish this song? And Billy Joel.
I was going to say, is it Billy Joel?
Yeah. I'm like, and they did, like, I saw her standing there together, and it was amazing. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen, like, he has a show on Broadway right now, and it's kind of like, it's kind of a show. I mean, it's not like Jersey Boys. It's not like a show. because that would have been, I think that would have been too hacky for him.
Yeah,
to have
definitely.
it. He could have, I mean, with the book that he just wrote,
Mm-hmm.
easily someone could have like portrayed his life and done a story. Because
Oh, yeah.
he like comes from this working class area in Freehold, New Jersey, and he's like, he's a guy, and like him and his dad's relationship, and like some of these live versions of the songs, like he tells this whole story about how he like signed up for the draft, and then and his dad was always just like shitting on him or whatever, and he signs up for the draft, and he comes in and he tells his dad like, they didn't take me because he had like some, I don't know if it was his back or his foot, like one of those not a full-on deformity, but something that cut
Slightly
him,
off.
yeah,
That they gotta,
from doing it. And so like his dad was like, I'm proud, son. Like it's just this like it's this 14-minute version of like Thunder Road or something after it. Like there's like him in concert telling that story, and it's like, oh my god. So like apparently during this show he does a lot of that, like tells these like powerful stories during it.
Is it just like a spoken word thing, or is it like also kind of a concert?
No, yeah, he does like, yeah, I think he does like pull out like the guitar and do a lot of different stuff, but I think it might just be him. I don't think it's the full E Street band. Okay. So it's not like a normal Bruce show.
What's that stage look like? Is it just him on a stool?
I don't know. No, I think he's standing.
Okay.
He's a big standing guy. He's he wants to be a standing guy for a little bit longer. Because I just saw him on TV, and he was like, and they were like, so what are you gonna, like, you're really fit, but like, what are you gonna do, like when you can't, like, and he's like, hey, trust me, I'm not writing anything off. He said, maybe in like 10 years, I'll sit on a stool and do like all of Nebraska, which is like the album in the 80s, I think, that people didn't really like that much. But I mean, not as much. It's not like what you play at the family barbecue. Okay. It's kind of like more somber and pretty depressing, and a lot of acoustic guitar, I think. Okay. Which he also doesn't play that much Tunnel of Love anymore. But anyways, the pricing of this concert is like it's kind of reasonable, I guess.
The Broadway show.
Yeah, for like New York prices or whatever. Like there are some $500 tickets, there are $200 tickets.
It's a lot.
But it's a lot. It's a lot. But like it was kind of like, okay, these are the initial prices. Like that's what it is. The secondary market. Oh my god. Like they had a story on NPR about like how insane, like how it's almost higher than Hamilton. Like
really?
Like this guy, he got a $400 ticket for like two $400 tickets for him and his dad or whatever. Okay. And they brought in an economist to kind of like talk through it or whatever, because of like just the theory of opportunity cost of how if you have some type of asset and it's risen in so much value, but like you still decide to exercise it, like as if like you're still thinking, oh well, it's only $400, but like you could realistically right now on the secondary market sell it like for what the market is. And they're like, do you want to know? Do you want to know how much these tickets are going for right now on StubHub? And he's like, sure. He's like, I'm still going to go with my dad regardless. Like, this is what we want. And they're like, $4,000.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Each?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I believe so. And if not, it's still like $2,000. Yeah. So, like, just insane. And my sister, she like had the whole like sign up thing through Ticketmaster. Okay. And I kept telling her, I was like, it's completely legal to flip tickets. I was like, why don't we just buy 4 tickets and then just sell 2 to help pay for mom and dad's tickets? Like if we wanted to send our parents to the show. Right. Yeah. Obviously it would have been a big down payment, but like I've looked on StubHub. Every single night the tickets are at least like $1,300 or something. Wow. Like, and there are only like 10 left or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. There's all these like really, well, a lot of like celebrities are like, oh well, I got to go to this. Like Scott Aukerman went to it. And then there are some people that like literally like are just these really rich New Jerseyans or New Yorkers that are just like, oh, darling, let's go out of town and see the E Street Band.
I guess, why is it that show, though? Is it because it's like older people or just don't understand? Like,
Why is it
Like, why does it? Like, how did it get there? Like, someone had to like that had to be going like well for it to like rise. Like
for the pricing?
yeah. Like someone had to be buying it, and they're like, "Oh, let's just keep rising it until someone's like, no."
I think it's because it's just something he's never ever done.
Okay.
It's just it's like such a shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he did decide to do like much smaller venues,
Mm-hmm.
then I definitely think that classy smaller venues. Like I don't know if the Palace is classy, but
Shots fired right at the Palace.
well, I don't know. Even Proctor, like I don't know. I mean, both of them have been like prettied up in the past 10 years, I guess, for in some regards. Which they also like put like 60 mil, or they put like maybe it was 6 mil. They put like an absurd amount of money into the Palace Theater. But it was like not into the actual theater. It was like into like some film editing and teaching studio that was like adjacent.
I didn't even know it was in there.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's something
thing.
over that way.
That's so odd.
Yeah. It was just really insane. So I'm going to say bring up two things that I've overheard when I was like just about town, and I was just like, that's kind of weird. So I'm listening to this girl, and she's talking about she's talking about like just a little bit of everything, but then they start talking about dancing.
Okay.
And she's like, and she says I'm no beginner. I'm not dancing with the stars, but when I start dancing, I feel lifted. And she just like kept going on about it, and it was like a monologue. It was like she had practiced this for this guy. Like it was kind of like parts of it I was like, wow, that could be in like a movie or something. And then sometimes I was like, she's taking herself way too seriously.
Hey, how long does this go for?
Yeah, probably another 2 minutes.
Wow.
Like just like when my body's on the floor, I just move. Like the music just moves me. It tells me what to do. This is it. Like she's just that type of like really general type stuff, but not specific. But
with a lot of gusto behind every word.
yeah. The pausing was very, very much so. Like, although I will say for mascotting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I definitely
mascot extraordinaire here.
I definitely think that I feel that sometimes. That just but not. I would never explain. I would never say that.
Yeah,
because it was too much.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what was the guy's response?
Oh, he was just like, yeah, I get that. Like, yeah, it was like, oh, okay. Like,
whatever I gotta say to get in your pants.
Basically, that's like what he was saying. Like, he was just like, wow, that's interesting. Wow, like, you must like to dance.
Wow.
No shit, buddy. I don't think so. I don't think she likes to dance.
Yeah, no, I think she's lying.
I should have cut in.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Hi.
Hi. Actually, no.
Hi, I like to dance too.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one.
All right.
So there's this woman. I'm getting coffee, and my headphones that are actually, these are the same headphones that were broken.
Okay, they're working this time.
Yeah, no, they were broken.
Okay.
But like for some reason I think I still had them in my ears because I was like just trying to shut out some people because I was trying to read and trying to do something. Mm-hmm. And it also they kind of worked as earplugs in a way. And so I had them in my ears, but I could still hear everything that was going on. And so this older woman is talking to this like younger girl, and they're just kind of like, she's kind of like giving her life advice or this or that. But and it started off like really positive, like, yeah, like this is what you got to do, blah blah. And then I think that the younger girl might have pushed back on it, or like said something to like bother this older woman.
Okay.
And then this woman like snaps back at this girl, and she's like, life goes on like this. I ride my own roller coaster, and I don't want to ride anyone else's. Like, just kind of like, she was like, and that went on for 2 minutes. That was kind of like I don't want to deal with anyone else's baggage. This is it. Like, This is my life. I'm not going to deal with other people getting in my way, trying to ruin my day, trying to...
Whoa.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know what this younger girl said, but like it obviously didn't make it better because I'm pretty sure it started off that she was consoling the younger girl. So...
Were they like sitting at like a table together?
Yes.
Were they like
across from each other? Yeah.
So they like almost like they came in together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's weird. So they have a history.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like something Miss Quinn would say.
Well, oh yeah.
This is my roller coaster, and I'm gonna go. Just
oh my god.
Just a weird analogy that like I've never heard anyone say this.
My heart. Wait, your story still breaks my heart.
Which one?
Some people just aren't that lucky.
Oh my god, that was horrible. I forget what how that came about, but like someone asked her like, why aren't you married or something, but did it because he was trying to be shitty.
Yes.
Like he was like she clearly didn't know because she's just a little naive. She's a little old lady.
Broke my heart.
It was
broke my heart.
Some people were so mean to her.
Yeah. She did everything she could.
I loved her.
Yeah, she was a great
wonderful
lady.
little lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people were like cruel. I don't know if maybe that was just my class. Did you guys have that too?
Well, I started off in the Regents class, and I like and it was like a huge shift, like because I was in both classes that year.
Okay.
So like it was funny because for English and history I was in like the Regents class, but then I was in like the Spanish honors.
Oh, okay.
So like it was so weird to adjust because like just the kids in the like Matt, Jason, and those guys were like so much more well behaved than like the other kids.
Yeah, the Regent classes were always a nightmare.
Like, this one kid like had the dog whistle. Oh, speaking of early age iPhone apps, the dog whistle app.
What? I don't remember this at all.
There's like a dog whistle. It was just a dog whistle. Like that's all the app was, and he had it on, and like Miss Quinn couldn't hear it. Oh. I'm pretty sure, and I like snapped. I think it was Connor or somebody like had it on, and I snapped it. I'm like, please shut it off, please.
Yeah.
And then she yelled at me because I was talking. I was like, well, I lost this round.
Some people have to take the knee to be the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did I had a similar schedule where I was like, I was in like I was actually in the grade below mine Spanish.
Oh yeah.
And I was in like the worst math, but I was like in the best English and history.
Yeah.
So like my schedule was also really weird where it was like, I'm with absolute garbage people who are trying to torment every teacher into the grave, and then people who like actually like were trying to be like learning.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird juxtaposition every day.
Yeah, me and Mike had a great moment in Mr. Hartnett's class where we literally like looked all around and everyone was asleep.
Wow.
Literally everyone heads on their desks, and he was just unfazed.
Oh yeah, he was the best.
And it was just,
he was the best.
It was like really awesome. It was just like because he knew like, and he respected the idea of like, you put in the work, you get the good grade. Like, and these people didn't want to, and I saw some like one time, oh my God, one time he like had this one quiz that like everyone did like really bad on it. Like, I got 100 on it. and I think the next highest grade was like, because Mike didn't study for it, but he still did pretty solid on it. He got like an 85 or like a 90. But at the end he like patted me on the back.
Wow.
He was like, great job.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, oh, this is the best moment of my life.
That's so weird, because I also had the same thing where like it was just like me and like two other kids pay attention. Yeah. Everyone else is dead asleep.
Yeah.
And just like, what the fuck is happening? So it was like me and two other kids would like actually answer the questions, and he would just be like, totally cool. And like some days,
yeah.
And some days I would just be like doodle or something, then jump in and answer questions.
Part of the great.
Yeah. And then like he's just a great guy. He's just super chill. He's like, yeah, just put it in, make it happen. I never studied in high school though.
Yeah.
Not even once.
I did a lot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. This
is why you're better than I. You're in a better place.
I started off like I felt like I was always having to like prove myself or whatever. I probably started off in the top 15 or something, or the top. Well, that number doesn't mean anything if there are 45 kids.
Exactly. That's like half.
Yeah. But like as it progressed, I knew that compared to the other people in our grade, they were really good math and science people. But I was always the history guy.
Yeah.
Like I just was always, and like it even got to the point where like I think, I don't know if it was Luke or somebody got like a 70. Someone who was really smart got like a 70 on like Mr. Dinsky's U.S. history test, and I did better. And I was just like, and also like I stayed after to like learn stuff from Miss Hanford, I think is what she ended up changing her name to. She's not married, but I stayed after to like try and wrap my head around Calculus 1.
Okay.
And I did. And I got like a 97 on the test. But like those were just like small wins for me, because I still like, I don't know, I put in like way more work though to be at the same level in some classes. So I mean, it was a good to build that ethic or whatever.
No, definitely. That's definitely a better decision.
But yeah, now I'm not really happy with the current place I'm at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to leave jobs, but do a switcheroo.
What are you doing currently?
Like financial analysis.
Okay.
But it's kind of like really back office, like like anti-money laundering, but not like Walter White.
Yeah.
Like just like seeing if very
checking the books
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Well, it'd be really cool to be like on the ground floor of a startup or something.
Oh yeah,
and not be the person, because I don't know if you've ever seen this or noticed this, but like there'll be like the first few stages of a startup where they're still like receiving the angel investor money or whatever.
Okay,
and that's, I think, a good time to enter or whatever, where you can still like be like a business guy or whatever. I would not be able to be an engineer or something,
right?
But like some type of business guy or whatever, where they're making pretty well. But at a certain point when they expand, then like it just drops off, and then these like pretty like beat yourself up type jobs like all of a sudden become like $35,000 jobs, or like much like significantly lower than what it was like half of a year ago.
Right. Yeah.
So like I don't want to be part of one of those companies or whatever. Like Lyft is like giant right now.
Yeah.
And I think that there are some good jobs, and they've been doing some great stuff with, like, they gave out a bunch of free rides in the DC area during the March.
Oh, okay.
Which is like
that's really cool.
Really cool PR stunt. Like I mean everyone knows it's a PR
right,
stunt,
yeah.
but it's like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like okay, like it's good when, even if they're doing it for the wrong reason, like people still got around, and it is still, I guess, for the right reason.
Yeah, and like if you'll be somewhere else, not in DC, and be like, oh yeah, they did that cool thing once.
Although I will say, I still have Uber on my phone.
I keep both, and just like I'll check both at the same time.
Rates.
Yeah, like 90% of the time I'm using Lyft.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the options or whatever, because like if you're in like a city, like if you're in New York or Boston or something, there's like an Uber pool like even lower than normal Uber pool, where you like walk to a certain spot.
Oh, really?
Like, so you like, if we were like I'm trying to think of a good example, but if we were like if we were at like Pinheads or something, and they say walk to Broadway. Okay. And that's like 0.4 of a mile, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not, maybe it's not even that far.
Yeah.
But like it's like kind of like supposed to speed up the ride so that you are on that
a main road.
Yeah. It's okay.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, and well, it's might not be an option here yet, because when they don't have as many cars or stuff,
right? Okay,
because it makes it cheaper. So they probably want everyone up here to be taking their own Uber X's. Is Uber Pool even a thing up here?
I don't even think so. I barely use it up here, because like I probably could get stuff to come out to my house, but I feel bad. So I'm like, I'm not gonna drive all the way out here. So like I probably could get like a pizza delivered here, but I've never tried, because I'm like, I'm not gonna make some guy drive out here. Yeah. So like normally like it's
like be that asshole that's just outside the radius.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's just inside.
Yeah,
the radius.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So most of the time I just take myself places. But, I haven't really like used it a bunch while it's up here. Yeah. Because it's like it's still like 6 months in or something. Yeah. It's pretty recent still. Yeah. But I see fucking cars everywhere. Yeah. There's tons of people that lift a Uber sticker in their window. So, assuming it's doing well.
Yeah. One time, my buddy, we were like day drinking. They all ordered. Some of them ordered pizza from whatchamacallit, Domino's. And I think that we were like outside of the radius, but like we all had something to drink. So like we kind of, I think that I didn't order, I hate Domino's, but they were like, oh, the cheesy sticks are not going to be here. And like it was a crisis. They like ordered it from the wrong one. And I don't know if they ended up, I'm not sure if they ended up like paying by card and like ended up getting screwed over, like because the funds had already transferred.
Oh,
or
okay.
if it was cash and they were just like, well, sorry, all that pizza's made, but it's going to have to stay there.
Oh, no. That is a crisis.
I think that I think that what did happen was they like convinced the guy on the phone to drive a little bit outside the radius.
Wow. How far out of the radius were they?
I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was like a mile.
Why didn't they just like Uber like an hour closer or a mile closer?
I don't know. that seems like a lot for them. If you saw them, that's okay. Or just new stuff that they did. That's too crafty.
That would have been hilarious. Just like, where's the radius? Okay, Uber to some in front of some person's house. Just like, come to this address and just wait outside of someone's house.
And they come to the back door. The pizza guy decides.
Yeah.
And those people get free pizza.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's all paid for. Here you go. Who's this from?
Yeah. What is happening? Have you ever heard of those pranks where like it used to be like an old 4chan thing where you would like, instead of like docking someone and swatting them, you would dox them and just send them tons of pizzas.
Yeah.
Like, so they all of a sudden, like, and you pay for like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like they just show up and like, what? And like the pizzas just start showing up and like,
yeah.
What do we do? Like, what's pizzas? And like a couple of times it was like, I remember seeing like a photo where someone was like, okay guys, fucking stop. And it was just like 15 pizzas on like a kitchen table. Like, I don't understand how we, like what we do from here. I can't eat all this pizza.
Yeah, I don't think I would eat free pizza if it was just on my doorstep.
Oh, really? Oh, if it's just on my doorstep and it wasn't like a guy physically handing it to me, I probably also would be like,
ground.
If I like showed up home, I'm like, there's a box in my front door and it is just a pizza. I also would probably throw that out. That seems very suspect.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also like a hazardous sticker on the box.
Yeah.
to add to the allure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely gonna get me going.
Yeah.
I last weekend I was like, you know what? I want pizza. Yeah. So I went looking for a Pizza Hut because like I just want to do this quickly.
Yeah.
They're really hard to find in this area.
Yes.
They're like you go to their website and 2 of the addresses are not there, but the website's still like, yeah, you can get a pizza from here. Here's a phone number. They don't exist.
That's amazing. I'm not shocked though. Yeah. Last time I went to Pizza Hut was in London.
Oh, really?
Because there's one in like, it's not in the busiest area, but it's like it's in central London, and it's like the it's the unlimited pizza lunch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so gross, but like it was great. Some of them like the doughier ones because their thin crust is terrible.
I don't like that. Yeah,
it's so gross. Have you ever been to Cece's?
No. Is it
is
good?
Nothing
gross?
like the commercial.
Okay, it seems gross to me.
It's worse than cafeteria pizza.
What?
It's so gross.
Is it like $5 though?
Yeah, but
it's like $5 unlimited pizza or something.
Yeah.
I
expected. I don't know, and also for some reason I was like, oh well, those those cinnamon bun sticks, mate, they're here, and they were terrible.
Have you ever been to a Cinnabon or whatever the fuck those are called?
Yes,
they're gross.
Yes. What?
I hate them.
Are you kidding me?
Have
you had the deluxe, the big one?
No, I have not had that.
Oh,
is that life changing?
What did you have?
Just whatever there.
Did you have sticks?
I think so.
Oh well. Who are you?
It was gross.
That's like going to iends and getting the
same thing.
Sticks.
That place is gross.
What?
I don't understand. I went there once.
The pizza one with the pepperoni on it.
I didn't get a pizza.
If that one's no, it's a pretzel, and it has cheese on it, and it has a little pieces of pepperoni.
That's insane. Why would I think to do that?
It's so good when they make it fresh.
I got the.
If it's been in there for a while. Oh my god,
that's disgusting.
It's so crusty and gross.
I got just like a regular fucking iends cinnamon pretzel or something.
Yeah.
And then I got their lemonade because I was with some people and they're like, oh yeah, their lemonade's really good and like get this thing.
I've always heard people always say that when I'm there. Like, that's an overheard thing.
Yeah.
I've never I did it once.
I wanted to throw up. I was like, I'm like someone who has a tolerance for sugar. I can eat a lot of garbage a lot.
Yeah.
Like, moments before you got here, there were just boxes of like fucking Craving Steel box Taco Bell on the floor right there.
Yeah.
Just boxes of them because I just get it all the time.
Good
I
stuff.
I can handle garbage.
Yeah.
There's so much sugar in the iends shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I just started throwing it out. Like, I can't do this. I got through like half of a small lemonade. I'm like, this is so much. I feel heavy.
Yeah.
I feel tired. This is a lot of effort to eat this.
Yeah.
I've never gone back. It's so gross.
Yeah. I usually go when I go to the mall.
Do you?
Well, if I need something a quick fix, the pretzel's like $3.
Is it really?
Yeah, well, I think it might be $3.89.
Oh, okay. It's bordering on a
Pretty
scam.
steep. Also, can we talk about Dunkin' Donuts prices?
Are they going up?
Well,
I'm not a
I
coffee
think-
person, so I never go
think-
by.
I think they are. And you know what bothers me the most is that well, they're going up now in New England, in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. It's still under $3, but here, I remember when I worked at one of my summer jobs or whatever, during my lunch break, I would get sometimes when I was really just like dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get a giant like 32-ounce like coffee.
Okay.
And after tax, $3.01.
Okay.
Which I didn't really use my bank card that much.
Yeah.
Pay cash, 99 cents given back to you.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's the grossest thing
That's-
ever.
Just get rid of the penny.
Why wouldn't they?
We don't need it.
Why wouldn't they think of that? Why wouldn't they think like, oh, well, in New York the tax is going to be
Right.
blah blah blah.
Just push it over.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just push it over by 1 penny.
Yeah.
Really? Are they saving? I mean, I guess they sell a lot, but 1 penny? I don't know. It bothers me a lot, and also, I don't get it a lot. I mean, I've gained some lbs, but I'm still pretty lean. Their best breakfast sandwich does not exist anymore.
What was that?
It was called the Big and Toasted, and it had 2 eggs on it.
Whoa.
Yes, 2 egg patties, like so a double egg McMuffin in a way.
Yeah.
Although,
Eat your heart out, McDonald's.
and the bread was Texas toast. That
Whoa.
was like buttery,
Dope.
and then bacon and cheese, and it was amazing. And now they don't have anything like that. They have a croissant. I just like to say that. No, but they do have that. Then they have the bagels, which taste like cardboard. And then they have the English muffin, which is tiny. It's like a little like.
Yeah, I've never really fucked with their breakfast.
I can't remember the last time I bought a donut.
Actually, I haven't been to a Dunkin' Donuts in
7 years.
I know I look like I don't eat food, but no, it was like
I haven't been to the supermarket in 10 years.
it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was still in college. It was like right before my senior year, I think.
Yeah.
And I worked a job as a landscaper,
Yes.
like in Saratoga. So it was like an hour north of it. It was an awful decision.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did this, but I did it for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And it was landscaping for the guy up there who's now dead.
Yeah.
He died in like a crazy car accident.
Was he young?
No, it's like probably like 50-ish.
That's still pretty young.
Yeah, it was young, but like he was like kind of older
Yeah,
and also kind of a total dick. But what are you gonna do?
Oh my god. Hey, why don't you go to his grave right now? Pee on it too.
He was a big game hunter,
Oh.
and like he would brag about being killing the last legal polar bear.
What?
Yeah, like he's kind
Was
of a
he
dick.
like loaded?
Yeah, fucking huge, massive
Okay.
money, loads of money.
Okay, because like you have to know a lot of people and have like a lot of money to kill a polar bear.
Loads of money. Like we had him. We would take care of his lawn.
Did he have the pelts?
He had them fucking taxidermied.
He had the giant
Yeah.
polar bear?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, that's why I was like,
How big
is that
was it?
Fucking massive. And I was like, what is that? And, like,
Size of a minivan?
yeah, it was huge. It's standing on 2 legs, just massive. Like we were like mowing his lawn, and like
Yeah.
I looked at like it was like he had like a back room den area, and you could see some of the animals that were in there. It's like, the fuck is that? Is that like a did they like change that fur to be white? And like, no, like that's like his thing. And like the guy who I knew who got me the job was like, yeah, he's like just like happened to like kill the last one, and like now it's illegal to transport a dead one, so like he was like on the last transport out or something. Like, the fuck. And then when we had to fix his next office, he was just putting in crazy animals in his office because he had him on they had to move offices because the old office was 1 floor
Yeah.
full of taxidermied animals, and like people were like, they were like, yeah, people don't like walking in to see a bunch of dead animals, so we have to move offices, and it's on the second floor, so we'll put it all in his office.
Wow.
So when I say kind of a dick, he was kind of a dick. No, he's super dead. But he owned a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts. That's how he got all his money. And apparently, if you buy a couple, like his dad had bought a few, and like bought into the franchise.
Yeah.
And then when the dad passed away, he gave it to the two kids. The one kid was a lawyer, and this kid was like a business thing. So the two brothers together bought like all of Saratoga County's, and like the Chipotle and Moe's on Wolf Road.
Yeah.
He owned that too.
Really?
So like randomly we'd be down in Albany, but mostly we were up in Saratoga.
Okay. Interesting.
And because most of his Dunkin' Donuts properties, we could get free Dunkin' Donuts if we went in.
Oh,
I
cool.
never want to go back. I've had so much Dunkin' Donuts in like a 3-month period. I'm like, I will never eat another thing from here ever again. It's just so much.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not like a huge coffee person.
Yeah.
So I would get like one of the weird fruit drinks.
Oh, the Coolada?
Yeah. And I would like be dead by, it was like 10 a.m. I'm drinking one of these. And like, I'm going to throw up. It's noon.
Yeah.
Like, this is way too much.
Yeah.
And then I just start getting like an iced tea. And those are okay. But then, like, the fucking, some of their breakfast food, too, I used to get it, and I was like, this is just so much, I can't handle this. I have a tiny boy stomach who it's not developed to handle this stuff, this is too much. So I've, like, never gone back since.
I think we gotta take a quick pause here.
All right.
This beverage talk has me, I gotta pee.
All right. Feel free.
Okay. That was euphoric.
We have breaking news!
What?
Fucking Steve Cardenas, the Red Ranger, liked my Instagram post. Fucking let's go.
I need some background on that.
So the second Red Ranger, after Jason, was Rocky.
Okay.
And his name's Steve Cardenas, and he just liked my Instagram post that I did earlier today.
Nice.
So this is fucking intense.
So you're a star.
Apparently. I'm on the radar for the Red Ranger, so... And then later, he did the Blue Ranger and Zeo. But fuck. Instagram's kind of cool.
One time, Mark Maron liked my tweet.
What?
Yeah.
Really? What did you say?
Yeah, I posted something about me being at the library, not studying and listening to another episode of and of WTF. And I you know how on Snapchat you can like superimpose like someone else's face? I like superimposed the illustration.
Oh my god, really? That's amazing.
It's really creepy.
It's amazing.
But let me see if I can find it. It's really jarring.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty psyched. Some of the stuff that he actually replies to is he's pretty cool about it. Oh, also Matt and Kim's like recent posts. So they posted
the leprechaun or something.
The leprechaun from that famous YouTube video.
Oh, the drawing of
the
that
guy
guy.
that like, and it looks exactly like him. And then that's supposed to be her and him.
Did you go see them recently? They were up here.
I didn't.
It
was tough to get tickets.
I was like trying to look for days. I couldn't get in.
Well, they were resale ones that they had.
Okay.
But they were like, it's like, do I want to spend like $70?
Yeah, it was the same. Yeah.
I did think about it though, but I was like fresh. Like I could not do it. It was just too much.
Yeah, I was like, I slept on it like one day. I was like, I don't have to do it right now. It's Matt and Kim. They're not massive. I could probably get a ticket. Nope. Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah. I will say every time that I've ever... Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The picture of me as Mark Maron.
That is horrifying.
At the library to write an editorial. Might just listen as a Mark Maron podcast. And then, wait, let's see it. Let's prove it.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, the king of podcasts.
I have fucking Ben Bailey, the guy who did Cash Cab. He follows me on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Randomly. I didn't do anything to like make it happen. He just has been following me for like 3 years now.
Did you know that they like don't take you even close to the destination?
Really?
Like, you know how like you think that when someone loses, they're like halfway there?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
They're just driving around.
They just drive randomly?
Yes.
I guess it makes sense. So you couldn't like fake it and be like, oh, I'm in Manhattan. Get me to Staten Island.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's amazing, like, because you have to sign the releases or be on the show and this and that. But
so are the people that get in, like, they don't know until after.
I think that what happens is they get those people's first reaction. They get the
okay.
You're on the. I wonder how many of they go through though.
Yeah,
because someone's like, oh no.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Like
I don't want to be on Cash Cab.
Right.
My
roommate in college was on Cash Cab.
Really?
Him and his dad won. Yeah.
Won?
Yeah, they won. I don't know how to find the episode because like. How do you search that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so I just watch every episode of the old Cash Cab because they recently brought it back.
Oh, is it the same guy?
Yep, same thing. It's the exact same show. There's nothing changed about it.
I didn't know it went away.
I think they have like an internet category now, or like you can like, what was it? It was like Ask Twitter or something.
Yeah.
It was some kind of social media interaction version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, this new podcast that just started off with, well, not that new, but Lauren Lapkus and John Gabris, they have like a podcast called Raised by TV.
Oh.
And they were talking about, and it's like them being nostalgic about, because she was born in 85. I think he was born in 83. But they still are talking about a lot of stuff that we watched in like, that was in, that was all being replayed or what, like a lot of those TGIF shows. They spent a lot of time talking about those, like Family Matters.
I feel like we were weirdly born in an era where like we could see stuff that we like was way old, but for some reason could be still like nostalgic about it and grow up with it because it was constantly on.
Yes, yeah.
And then also stuff that like people today are like, oh, like like it's weird.
Like we were not like. Really, I mean, we weren't an age where we would be watching Step by Step or Family Matters or Full House live.
But it was on TV.
But it was like on TV all the time.
Yeah.
And enough so that like I'm pretty sure ABC Family they might have owned, they don't show it as much anymore, but they might have, and it's also a different name.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it called?
It's Freeform.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes it better because when they were trying to have all those original shows, after all, it'd be like, is this really a family show?
Yeah, they had what was the one with the girl who got pregnant?
Oh, Secret Life.
Yes.
Of the American Teenager.
Yes.
And Molly Ringwald was on it.
Yes, she was. Yo, Ben and Mike love that show.
Really?
They watched it all the time. I was like, I don't understand why you're watching this. So while playing World of Warcraft, I watched a lot of that show without wanting to.
Yeah.
Just on behind me.
I think I would like kill myself if I was in that room. Also, if I was playing World of Warcraft.
Hey, man.
Sorry, because my friend Tom, not you, but
That's
the
me.
other Tom, Tom Vitale, he tried to get me into it.
Okay.
Like, he had the monthly thing. And at first I was also kind of like, because we were in middle school or something, I was like, isn't a lot for $30 a month? Or it was something.
15.
Or it was 15. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the 2-month pass or something.
Yeah, you could go to a store and buy like a card for like 30 days.
Yeah,
That's what I used to do.
We went to GameStop. We went to Panera with his mom, and then we're like,
GameStop
we're gonna
next
go
door.
to GameStop.
Yeah.
And we got back, and he's like, tell me all about this and that. I remember what level he was at that point. He was like 20, and not that big. How high does it go up?
At that time, it was 70. Now it's 110.
So people are still chugging away.
Yeah. I only recently stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's just no content till like later, like August or something. Their new expansion comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something I never really...
I mean, it's weird. It's like a fantasy thing if that's not your bag either. And like MMOs are weird. If you're not like about like, I'm just going to sit here and do this meaningless task forever to make my number really big, then like it's not for you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hit a button and look at a bunch of numbers and go, look how big they are, then don't play an MMO. MMOs are just trying to get your number bigger than some other guy's number and go, wow, that was amazing. And it's...
I was back in the day. I was a big Club Penguin guy.
Oh, yeah. So was Ben. You and Ben have a lot in common with that.
I never got the membership, though.
Okay. Ben was big into that, too.
He got the membership.
It was so funny because Mike and I both played RuneScape when we were about, like, Ben, the same as Ben was getting into Club Penguin. We played a lot of RuneScape. Yeah. And we were like, oh, we should get members. So we asked our mom, like, oh, can we get members? She's like, $5? Fuck no.
Yeah.
End of conversation. Ben goes once. Hey, can I get Club Penguin membership? She goes, yeah, sure, whatever. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why? What is happening?
And the only thing that I don't think it enhanced anything in the game. I think you could just buy cooler stuff.
You could buy like clothes, yeah.
And like the special puffles.
Yeah.
And why do I know?
I mean,
I don't know.
Why should I know this? I barely played it.
I do like though that like since Club Penguin closed,
Mm-hmm.
they let the iceberg tip.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, everyone wanted that so bad.
One tear formed. It was something like that for me because I just remember like so many times
you go to the iceberg. Yeah,
people like messaging me and saying, "Hey, we're going to the iceberg.
We're gonna tip the iceberg." Yeah,
it's like we're finally gonna do it.
Yeah,
we got the jackhammers now, and I was just like, "Oh my god, it's gonna happen." It never happened.
Yeah, never.
There were some solid in-play games within that.
Some of them were pretty fun.
Kind of like those earlier Nickelodeon online ones.
Yeah.
Like I loved the SpongeBob burger making one.
I never played that one. I used to play the...
It's good. It literally teaches how to make multiple burgers at once. Like, when
really?
I worked at the Jericho Drive-In, like, because it like they start off pink and you can see them start to like shrink up and become done. And there were like cues at the like that you could end up telling like it was done or whatever, but like it's yours, and then you are like, oh, do I want the buns ready? When do I do the lettuce? Like, and it's just like got so hectic when the orders went up. Yeah, but that was
people say video games can't teach you anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You learned life skills.
I did.
I literally can't tell you how much I've learned from playing WoW. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, like I fucking understand like just weird medieval terms.
Yeah,
and then like also like finances and economy.
Expand on that, please.
Because they have like they have an in-world economy.
Chamber of Commerce.
Like it's all like player run based on like this auction house system they have.
Yeah.
So like certain things have value, and like understanding like why things like bloat up and like why things randomly have like this spike that will eventually fall because of the way the markets just naturally fluctuate and stuff. Inflation. I learned how that worked because of that game, because there was a period where there was incredibly high hacking rates where people would hack your account, take all your stuff, sell it, and take the gold and send it to their character to then sell to people.
Yeah.
So when that first started happening, Blizzard was like, all right, whatever, and would just reset your character so you'd have all this money. So instead of like several, like tens of, 20s of gold showing up every day, all of a sudden like 10,000 was showing up in people's accounts. Yeah. But the other gold was never disappearing. Yeah. So all of a sudden the economy just went straight up because it was like all of a sudden all this money just appeared out of nowhere. So like understand like inflation, how that worked. It was the amount of times I had applied something I learned in WoW in high school was a staggering amount.
That's pretty funny. I mean, I definitely think that like so like supply and demand ruled within there.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Were there any things in there that were kind of like, because I learned this term recently in my studies, a Giffen good. It's like kind of like almost a status symbol. So like its value goes up when the price of it goes up. Were there things like that?
Yeah, there was like they used to have stuff like
people want it. The demand, people want it more when it's more expensive.
Yeah, there was
it's like anti theory.
Basically the big one of that is, and it's still to this day, is so they used to have the WoW trading cards.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still print them, but so it might even be more valuable now.
Yeah.
And some of the cards would randomly have like in-game stuff on them.
Yeah.
So like it was a actual playing card game for like Magic the Gathering, but then also some of the cards randomly had a code to put something into the game. And there's the item for the card Spectral Tiger. It's just a tiger, the tiger model mount, but looks like a ghost. Yeah. It goes for like $15,000, I think, on eBay, the card. Yeah. And like, it is a status symbol. Like, sometimes people are selling them in-game, too, and like, some of the streamers I would watch, would, like, they'll have it, and you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking badass. Like, he's got some fucking money. Like, so it's like a weird, like, status symbol. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. It has no real in-game effect. It's just, like, holy shit. Yeah. And, like, I think there is a limited amount of them, too, so it even becomes even more valuable, and, like, people just want it. Yeah. Like, they'll do, like, streams would do like giveaways for spectral tigers, and it's just like people are just showing up because like, oh my god, I just want to look cool. Yeah. So and like they have like a full like the little chat windows. There's different channels, and one of them is trade channel, and it's when you talk in there, it speaks to every major city in your faction. So people will try to like sell certain things on there. So every time you're in a city, you'll just see like this amount of gold for this crazy amount and this crazy amount and whatever. So like that, it's just crazy high prices for like the fact of just like, I just want to get this thing. I want to look cool. Yeah. So yeah, all that stuff exists in there. Yeah. One of the things that I thought that was like, I had no clue it would be worth this much, but actually like, it's funny. One of the coolest things that I thought that came through the door on Pawn Stars was the Nintendo World Championships cartridge. Oh yeah, because there were only like 10 or 6 it's not a lot.
Or something. Yeah. There weren't that many made, and
there's a reprint version of it.
Yes, yeah, But this guy supposedly was claiming to have one of the original 6 or 10 or something. And he was like, because one of the other ones is currently on the market. It's on eBay right now.
For like what, like 100,000?
I think it's for like 25.
Okay.
Something like that. And I was just like, wow. And like obviously like the show's model, they like lowball them. They're like, yeah, we looked it up. Like, how about 5,000? Like something like that. And the guy's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But also I'm pretty sure that it kind of bothered me though. The game cartridge, I think, was like not playable. I think it was like in a special decorative thing and like half cut open, or like it was.
Oh, really?
Maybe it wasn't cut open, but it was like in like a
frame,
closed box thing.
Okay.
It seemed off.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know, but you never know what is gonna come through that door.
Have you ever seen that clip from Storage Wars? And it's one of those shows where people just find garbage and try to resell it. And some guy found an NES.
Yeah.
He flips upside down. It's got like a serial number, like 1 or something. He's like, "Oh my god, this is the one. This is gonna be worth so much money. It's the first one printed in America." Yeah. He takes it to just like a couple store, like one store, and the guy's like, "Oh no, that's just like a weird like printing thing. Like this is just 1 million." So like they have a little counter in the bottom where he's like it's gonna be like, you know, $50,000.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Nah, it's just nothing special," and it just drops to like 10. He's just like, "Oh, I have nothing." And like the amount of money he spent on the storage was like insanely high because he's like, "This is gonna pay for our kids to go to college or whatever." And nope, nothing.
That's so sad. Yeah, sometimes they spend like $3,000.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just like boxes of like fans or something. Like it's just a whole storage unit is just a bunch of one item sometimes. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Why are we watching this?
And I've my dad's watched before, and like they just like look at like a big box and they're like, "That's probably got something sick in it." Yeah. And it's like nothing. Yeah. It's like they open it, it's like
old telephone cords.
Yeah, exactly.
That we can probably just use for the copper scraps.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe $5.
Yeah, I love the thing I love about that show is like their estimated amount what's in there, and then the actual amount, and you just watch it either like be like nowhere near, or just like how sometimes it does jump right up, and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah. Although one thing that's interesting about the other show on that channel, the American Pickers, is that they like. Maybe people that are on the show kind of must know by now, but like their whole model, their whole like plan is to like overpay for one item at the beginning and then like get something for a steal at the end. Like they'll just say, "Yeah, I wanted $50 for this stop sign that was 1960s era, but I decided to give him $100 just to gain that trust," and they have their first handshake. Okay. And then like 20 minutes later, there's like some like Indian motorcycle, and he's like, "How about 3,000?" And it's like really worth like 8,000. Like it's something like that, because they're just so nice. It doesn't. You never feel like they're lowballing you like the guy in Pawn Stars, but they really are at like some points. I mean, they do have to make money off of it,
right?
But
yeah.
Sometimes they really do like say
that's the one where people like go into people's garages.
Yes,
yeah, okay, yeah. My dad also watches that
or
one.
Like multiple storage units.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Some guys like have 10 barns or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like, this is
I was watching one of those, and like they like walked into a barn. He's like pointed like into the ceiling. He's like, "Why do you have that motorcycle?" It was like some crazy like valuable motorcycle just like stuck in his ceiling. He's just like, "What the fuck? I want that. I want that now."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how you get that down or how that got up there, but it was like it's like in the ceiling, like just like stuck in some like weird crawl space.
Yeah.
And it's like the way he was able to like just spot it out and like I'm probably fake.
Yeah.
They probably
yeah.
They probably
wow.
They probably like, ran someone through there to like check everything out, but it was it's so weird. I never like understood most of those shows, actually.
I do get really excited though when I do that to someone at a garage sale.
Oh, really?
When I like I get something.
Yeah.
And I'm like because my uncle, like one time he was at a garage sale just looking through like a coffee cup of like pens or whatever. And like he sees like some Fisher pens, like some like the original space pens, like the ones where you can write upside down. The one they had the whole Seinfeld episode about. He sees a few of those and they're like, "Oh, you can have it for $1 or something." Well, first off, those are like $20 brand new. Second off, it was like a way earlier edition, so it's probably worth more. But trying to think of like one thing that I really like. One big on.
Are you like a big garage sale person? I like never see them around. I never go.
I always love to go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't always get the best because like one time I went to this show, like there was some trade show, some type of like garage sale type thing at the Holy Names, the high school, and it was weird. There were like a lot of vendors there and this and that. And I know nothing about comic books. I know nothing about comic books. Some guy was there with comic books and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to the guy, and there was a huge discrepancy.
Whoa.
There was a huge, like, miscommunication. Because I asked him, like, oh, like, how much is this? And he's like, oh, it's $150. And and my dad was like, oh, okay. And my dad hands him, like, $2.
Yeah.
And
nope.
It was the first appearance of the Silver Surfer.
Oh.
So.
That even might be like lowballing it from, if the grade's low.
Yeah, if it was also probably like a reprint.
Right, yeah.
From like maybe the 80s or something, and it still could have been worth, I don't know.
So I vaguely have an understanding like value of comics, but like I would never be able to judge it like by just like walking in.
Yeah.
Like some of them, like the grading scale, if you were like seeing that, like the weird, like, it's, this is a 9.5 edition of this comic. You're like, that's really like crazy.
Yeah.
I would never be able to figure that out, but it's like walking into a store.
Yeah, you have to bring your tools, like your little magnet.
Yeah. And it's like depending on like the integrity of the spine and like where the folds are, if it's ever been even opened or like. Yeah. And that's why a lot of them do like the bag and boarding them just to keep them like safe forever.
Yes.
Like I have a comic down there that's bag and boarded of I forget what they call it now. Yeah, it's that one. Where it's they had to change the name because there's another comic with that name, and that is the version of it where it's still got that name. Oh. Apparently there's still like, I mean, it's not incredibly valuable because a lot like they printed a whole bunch of those, but I'm like, maybe one day this becomes kind of valuable where it's like this comic has this weird name on the first issue.
Yeah.
Because they had to change it to something else.
Although I will say there's like some part of me that like it's like this like anti like Indiana Jones type vibe thing where like I kind of want to buy some of these collectible things and just use them.
Oh yeah.
like how in Arthur with Russell Brand, he like is loaded and he's wasting all of his money. He just buys like the hat that Abraham Lincoln wore at the Gettysburg Address and just wears it like right after. Like I have like I've had some hats signed by like baseball players.
Okay.
And like I have one that was signed by this guy that he made the game-winning catch in the longest game of baseball.
Wow.
It was 33 innings.
Oh my god.
His name's Marty Barrett, and he ended up like suing the Red Sox or whatever. It was a minor league team in Rhode Island actually. And it was when Wade Boggs was on the team too. Like he's famous for his like famous beer drinking thing. Like he drank like 103 beers
in a
transcontinental flight. And so that guy was on the team, Marty Barrett, and I think he ended up like suing the Red Sox and this or that later in his career because they didn't take care of him like health-wise. Like there weren't enough the right athletic training or like physical therapy that could have extended his career like 2 years. Okay. 2 years longer if he was treated right. And so someone kind of said that to me and was kind of like, yeah, his signature's not really worth that much. So I just like wear the hat around it, and it's a fun story starter.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, who is that guy? Oh, well, he made the game-winning catch. Why are you wearing it? It's not really worth that much.
I have.
It's worth as much the hat is.
Yeah. I have a baseball somewhere in this room. It might be my closet. It might be over there. Yeah. And it's signed by Antonio from You Pick Live. Do you remember You Pick Live?
I don't know.
It was a Nickelodeon show that was like right after school, so maybe started 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole gimmick was you would call in to vote on which show played next. So they would between or during commercial breaks, they'd be like, all right, the next show is going to be Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, or this.
And this isn't Pick Boy, right?
Pick Boy was in that.
Yeah, okay, but it's not Pick Boy.
No, Antonio was the other guy that was really only there when they found the first episode that they showed. They would be like, and the winner was from yesterday, this. And it's like, okay, take the tape, Antonio, and they'd give it to him, and he'd run it to the studio to put it on.
Yeah.
That was his whole thing.
Why did he sign a baseball?
Because we were at a Mets game for Dare, and like all of us kids were sitting up there being like, It looks a lot like Antonio from You Pick Live. Do you think it's Antonio from You Pick Live? I don't know. So like me and like two of the kids went down. And we're like, excuse me, are you? And he goes, yes, I am. Sorry. And I'm like, oh my God, can you sign stuff? So all we had was baseballs. So he signed a baseball and it was just like Antonio You Pick, and I love it.
That's so cool.
It's so, but yeah, talk about useless signatures. Like,
did you know that Pick Boy's from this area?
I did not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Julie Milton knew him.
Really?
Yes.
What?
True story.
How does
I have to ask my sister tonight.
That's awesome.
I think that she knows.
Where is he from?
I like not far. Like I mean, she's like from Rexford or like I don't know. Like
really?
So like close.
That's amazing.
I think so. Yeah.
How did he get that gig? I didn't speak to him. This is amazing.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to.
Yeah, where is Pick Boy at? Shout out to Pick Boy. God, that's awesome.
I feel like he came back though later in the
He did, and I don't.
His identity wasn't. I mean. It's like, well, I mean, Mike O'Malley also came back to do something. He's the Guts guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He came back to like do something. I think that when they first rebooted one of the other shows, like the Brain Show or one of the current game shows that's on Nickelodeon, I think that Pick Boy did come back without.
I believe
the
so.
mask.
Yeah, I believe he. Oh, I think he did. Did he do? Figure It Out, the reboot of that?
Yes, I think one of the first seasons maybe.
Yeah,
I don't.
okay.
I really stopped. I tried to like give it a chance or whatever. I was like, oh, this might be interesting. This might be a good flashback. Or something. I didn't like it. It wasn't even funny. Like when it was like Figured Out Celebrities and it was like Jeanette McCurdy. Like it was like okay, this is pretty shitty.
Yeah, I don't have the love
it was
for
like
the
Victorious
celebrities
versus iCarly.
Exactly, like the quote unquote celebrities of that era. I don't care that much.
Jeanette McCurdy's net worth is $5 million.
Fucking why?
I don't know.
What did she do?
Because like Scott Aukerman always jokes about like how he's like how his net worth is inflated on celebritynetworth.com.
Mm-hmm.
It says 2 million, but he always is like, well, it's not as high as people think it is. Like he's always trying to like be that fake like modest humble. Like, it's funny. I like the bit, but then I started looking up other people. Jerry Seinfeld, 900 million.
That I kind of believe.
Not surprised at all. Conan O'Brien, 560 million.
Wow.
And he gets paid $12 million a year by TBS.
Woo!
Yeah. So he's got a pretty good gig. My sister served him once at the restaurant. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pre-election, and he was like something came up about Trump, and he was like, and he was like, oh well, if it doesn't work out, me and some people were all going up to Canada, and he's like, you can come with us too. Like,
oh, that's
he
hilarious.
was really nice, like, and joking about
that's
it.
Amazing.
Like, he's like, we're gonna all escape this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he was really cool. Apparently, who was it? Oh, apparently people there weren't huge fans of Joel McHale because he's been there twice.
Okay,
more than once or whatever, and apparently, like, he was
at this
a
restaurant.
Bit of an asshole, yeah.
Wow.
Which I was kind of pissed about, but like it sounded like the first time it was a misunderstanding, like with takeout or something, because he got takeout there, which it's not really a place. Like it's a sit-down pizza place, but yeah, he got it, and it's right near the NYU campus.
Okay.
Which, my friend Oliver, he actually got interviewed by a Fox News guy one day when we were out by there.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like he was trying to do like some one of those like man on the street things where you where they walk up to like really liberal looking people or something and see what they say and trying to do a super cut of like
try to make them look dumb.
A stupid sentence they said. And they didn't use any of his bit because like he like asked them questions kind of like it was Jesse Waters. The guy that did the really racist, like, Chinatown one.
I'm not familiar with that. That's not good.
And they, like, do, like, cuts to, like, people that don't know how to speak English, like, obviously.
Wow.
And they're just like, and he's like, oh, you got nothing to say on that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And then it gets worse. And then cuts to Mr. Miyagi. And, like, yeah. It was really bad.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, it's... But he ended up not getting he like asked my friend like, oh, like what is your what's would you die for your country? And my friend's like, if the circumstances granted it, yeah. Like, and he like was not expecting that at all.
I can
and
imagine.
It was so great. Like, it's just like, oh. Oh, and also during one of the cuts, when he was interviewing someone else, I did the Get Out challenge in the background. Like, I ran towards the camera and took a hard right. They didn't use that footage either. I was just joking around. I think he wanted to interview me at first because I was the guy that did the Get Out challenge.
I didn't know that. Is that what that's called? The Get Out challenge?
Well, I mean, it's something there. A lot of people were doing videos of it after Get Out happened.
Yeah.
That
where you
scene.
run at the
Yeah.
I didn't know that's hilarious. Like, you just ruined a take.
Yeah.
Like, you made it so that guy, even that guy looked dumb as hell. You can't use him at all.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty great, actually. I'd never heard of that. I actually like that a lot.
It was my own way of protesting Fox News.
Why does Tim McCurdy have $5 million net worth? I don't understand. Did she invest in something?
I don't know. Didn't she like date like a huge basketball player?
Yeah, and then she got into troubles because she posted like pictures of her in her underwear somewhere, and people were like, "You're on a kid show."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sam and Cat or whatever show she was on. They were like, "No more."
Is like
Dunzo.
Was it like an after show? Like those universes actually like converged?
No, they weren't separate universes. They were just together.
Well, okay, no, but I mean like she was still Sam from iCarly.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then she was still Kat from Victorious.
Yeah. And they for some reason lived in a house together, and I never really watched that one.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, really?
I didn't. It's nice. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It seemed like a good like buddy. Like, oh, let's see what happens. Like,
isn't it insane where Ariana Grande is now after that?
Oh yeah,
it's fucking bananas.
No, it's wild. She like is so famous.
She was like the dumb one, and now she's crazy famous.
Yeah, But the thing is, I mean, she obviously has a great voice. But she's like one of those pop stars though that's like not writing the stuff. Right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like it's like one of she's like just one of those very beautiful like poster child like type stars. Because like I do think like I'm a big Sia guy.
Okay.
She wrote it all. She did it all. Lord too. Mm-hmm. She wrote it all, did it all.
Shouts to Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Well, she does it too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a
I love
huge,
her.
Really?
I love. Yeah. I can't explain
song?
it. Most.
Really?
Yeah. I randomly like
Poker Face?
Yeah, I love it. I woke up one day with a Lady Gaga song stuck in my head, but I didn't know her well enough to know what song it was to listen to and get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So at work, I just put on the first album. I'm like, well, that wasn't too bad. And I just went through at the time, I think 4 or 5.
Wow.
No, 4. I think Joanne was coming out a few weeks later. And I was like, damn, she's amazing.
Yeah. My confession, I guess, would be I'm a huge fan of the new Kesha album.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know if I've heard it.
I've
heard the one song.
It's Praying.
Yeah, the one where she's like in a junkyard or something.
You find your peace, falling on your knees. I'm Kesha, basically.
I was convinced right there.
Yeah. No, but it's really good. I actually spur of the moment bought tickets to see her and Macklemore tour.
Oh, really?
Which I think is going to be amazing because they have a song together too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is Macklemore still making stuff?
Yeah, he just put out an album too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That guy, he was like meteoric rise and then not even a fall, just vanished.
Well, he actually, I don't know if it was, so the last one he did, the one that, so the Heist came out when I was in high school.
I was a sophomore in college.
2014? No, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2012 it came out, The Heist, and obviously Can't Touch Us. I mean, Can't Hold Us. The one that's famous. There we go back. This is the moment.
Yeah.
That's the one that's on the radio and stuff. And
Thrift Shop is also on that album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that one too.
That one was huge.
I forgot about that. No, but the
other one did have a longer shelf life.
The second one that came out after that one.
With the moped song?
This Unruly Mess I've Made. Yeah, it has the downtown on it. You didn't like it?
It's so dumb.
I love it.
It's so stupid. There's like a fucking 30, 45 second opening of him buying a moped.
It's in the music video.
In the song.
What?
Yeah, he's like, hey man, I just, I forget how it's like. Yeah, it's like, hey man, I'm just looking for a moped. It's like, oh, what's your price range? Well, yeah.
That's the one for me.
Yeah, it's so corny.
Chromed out wheel. I don't need a windshield.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I hated it.
Woo.
Although the guy that shows up later to do like that
Downtown.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. I've listened to some of the band he's actually in.
Yeah.
They're just Queen.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hide it at all.
The amount of like knee bashes that he does in the dancing part is insane.
Yeah, I've like randomly found them. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, they're not trying to hide it. Like, one of the guys like dressed as like a Viking. Yeah, and it's just like, all right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like the song. I like it. It's Macklemore is an acquired taste for a lot of people. I
like the heist a lot.
Yes,
but
yeah.
Everything else, anything else from there,
like
not.
Starting Over, the one where he like is like he was sober or whatever, but he like screwed up and he like
yeah.
And then like one of his fans approaches him and this is all in the song.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like you like inspired me or whatever, and he's just like trying to like he's like, yeah, I'll sign it. Like but like it's just and his eyes are still red. Like it's just like such a dark song. Like I feel so bad. That's like which like there's some powerful stuff on the heist, whereas like the one before that with like the penis song on it is like such like it's a joke album. Like some of the
really?
Some of the songs on there are like they're like basically Lonely Island songs.
Oh really? Big
like,
fan of Lonely Island.
Like there's a song called the Penis Song, and it's like, I wish that I had a bigger song, one to make way more thick and way more long.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's so
those
weird.
King Kong dogs. It's so like funny, and it's very self-deprecating because he's like, yeah, I kind of got a small one, medium one. Yeah, one's hanging lower than the other. It's so like funny, and then there's also a one about President Bush on it, and it's like him doing like some type of like that like an impression of.
Oh
him
really?
In the song. Yeah.
Oh weird. I've never even heard of this.
It's really good. No, but so after the heist, he did This Unruly Mess I've Made, which is the one where he like supposedly went into the woods with Ryan Lewis and they just wrote they just, and so he actually did disappear.
Oh, okay.
Like for that.
Oh,
one.
all right.
And then he also had a kid.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
And he like co-wrote that song with Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah.
And that was about his kid. I think that was either on This Unruly Mess I Made or they slapped it on this one. He's done some collabs that it's just like, it seems like he wrote the album, but then he's like, oh, I might as well put that song on this one too. Yeah. like it does not go with the theme, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. No, but this new one, there's like a pretty good song called Corner Store. I like the guy that is featured on it. Like it's pretty good. It's just really good. But yeah, I am seeing Run the Jewels and Lord this Tuesday.
No shit.
So I'm pretty psyched about that.
That's sick. I love Run the Jewels.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's sick.
Although they're one of those bands though that like maybe I think it's This Is It or Legend Has It. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of those songs where you're so into it and you like kind of want to like learn the words, but like I just can't.
Yeah.
And it's like me like trying to sing The End of the World or We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah.
Like it's just so, it's like, I mean, it has a slow enough cadence that a normal person could probably sing it. I can't. Like, who would I say? We did the business today.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, because you also have to learn both of their cadences.
Yeah.
Both of them
they do have a different one.
Have different like pausing.
It does get like tongue twisty.
Yes.
It's like weird, like because like the way the rhyme scheme of it goes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, you're right though. It is like a normal. It seems like a normal human cadence, and then it's just like this is way too hard.
Yeah, Killer Mike is like amazing.
He was
super also
dope.
like a huge Bernie supporter.
Super big.
And
big
so like he was holding like seeing him at the rallies with like Bernie was like in Georgia. It was like awesome.
Yeah. He's a big NRA guy too.
Who?
Killer Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like been. Apparently, they have a TV channel that I've never heard of until like 6 months ago, and now he's on stuff for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't keep up. Too much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's just a lot.
I don't even know what to watch anymore.
I just don't.
I've not watched Stranger Things.
No.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like anything? Not even the first season?
Nope, not at
Wow.
all. Not at all.
It's pretty good.
I think I just was kind of like, I missed the boat, and I was just like, I'm good. And so like one time I was like a networking event, and like one guy was like trying to be like funny or trying to be like, oh, like let's talk about Stranger Things. Or like I don't know, like it was something like that exactly happened. And both me and this girl who are like the enigmas of our generation, I guess, were like, yeah, we don't watch it. And he's like, oh, interesting. And then I like tried to turn it back to his generation. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I do collect vinyl. Like, I was just like,
so he was like an older guy, and it was like, hey, fellow kids.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes, like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
What is that from?
I have no idea.
Because I've seen that picture so much in that video or whatever, but I never knew what it was from.
I have no idea. It seems like Saved by the Bell or something. It's like it seems like a weird TV thing, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's hilarious though.
No, it's the best.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
For a lot of like older people who are trying to connect.
Yeah, and the thing is that I maybe it wasn't because he was not old enough, but like or maybe it's just because it's such like a cliched hobby of like hipsters or whatever for vinyl now. So like I was just kind of like, well, never mind. Like we didn't get anywhere from there. My vinyl collection is growing.
Is it?
Yeah. My uncle, him and my aunt, they like went to Woodstock, and they're like in it. Like they love like all the music and whatnot. They realized they had some duplicates. Oh. And I have like some original like Beatles.
That's
records,
pretty sick.
Which is another reason, another thing like the comic book or something where it's like maybe I should have sold it, but I'm just gonna use it.
That's pretty sick though. Yeah. I don't have. I mean, those are the only. It's just one album and then the inside sleeve for these things here. And the only vinyl I actually own. I don't have any way to play it, so I'm like, I'll just put it on the wall.
Yeah.
And I like Grimes' artwork too.
Yeah.
That's what my T-shirt is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know, isn't that kind of it's kind of jarring though. Well, not jarring, but confusing isn't there a whole genre called grime?
That's where she gets her name from, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
grime rap, I think it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
a British, it's a British underground garage thing. Yeah. That's where she gets her name from, yeah. She's nothing like that.
Yeah.
At all.
I never went to one of those concerts, but they were happening.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were in England, so that's probably like, was it
best year
still
of my
big
life.
up there? Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
20 was definitely, yeah, I could end it now. It got dark fast. No, but I like had a really good time there.
That's awesome.
Just like I would move back.
Oh yeah?
I actually have my passport back home. I brought it back from my apartment
Oh, yeah?
in Boston. I'm ready to fly out now. I'm ready to fly out yesterday.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. So that is actually a thing that happens down there, or over there, is like this grime music scene.
So there was this the people don't like everything what the new mayor's doing. Well, he's not that new, but he's semi-new. Mm-hmm. They're trying to like somebody like OD'd on ecstasy or some type or
I don't think you can OD on ecstasy.
What's the it wasn't PCP. It was something insane. It was actually more insane. It was
angel dust?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone OD'd and like died in this club. And,
oh boy!
But it was like only one person, but then a long time ago, like somebody got stabbed there once, or like, and so there were enough like 3 strikes, I guess, or something, where they're like, okay, we're shutting this place down. To be honest, like, it was pretty sad to hear, like, oh wow, like people were like talking about online that it was like the last like Bastille, or like the last like place that like real like it wasn't an EDM place or anything, but it was like some type of like thing where people were like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But it was one of those places that they had all these like little those like advertisement cards or whatever that are like for those like really sketchy shows that you never go to that you're always handed.
Yeah.
they were like those, except printed on it was like, it was like, had some it was British syntax. It was like mind your phone, or like it was something like, but it was like, because people's phones get stolen there a lot.
Oh, wow.
Like
okay.
enough that they have to print out these cards and leave them everywhere on every table.
Wow.
Because people like leave them places.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. If you're not really, if you think everything's
and then
safe.
also if you're like high
Yeah.
and trusting, I don't know. I guess it escalates further from there. But yeah, that was, it was not my favorite place.
Okay.
Because I was a junior, but I was there for freshman week because like they invited, because we were kind of like going to all these, for some reason, part of us being part of that program, we were like kind of in a way part of the freshman class at this, it's a London School of Economics. It's like second best business school in the world or something.
Okay.
Like it was like really good and whatnot. Like it's like a 6% acceptance rate.
Oh, wow.
Like, and so it was really cool that my college was able to like backdoor me in through this program called the General Course, which actually John F. Kennedy visited the campus and thought about signing up for it.
Oh,
but
wow.
he ended up getting sick and not going.
Oh, wow.
He got like really sick, like almost deadly.
Oh, wow.
Like some type of really bad flu or something at the time. And so they're like, okay, we're not going to send him.
Wow.
A famous graduate of the college in recent years, Monica Lewinsky.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. I follow her on Twitter now.
Oh, really?
And because she's big into anti-cyberbullying.
Okay.
Like she should really be like, I mean, she's never going to be like the first lady or anything, but what's her face? Melania is supposed to be like the cyberbullying thing.
Yeah.
Like some of her posts are like great. Like it's about like all this stuff about cyberbullying.
Melania or Monica Lewinsky?
Oh, Monica Lewinsky.
Okay.
Like, she's so good about it. And like she's like still such like, it's so strong and brave of her to be posting this stuff, because every time she posts something, somebody like says,
oh, right. Yeah,
something about Bill.
Something gross, yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys. It's like, don't come on me, detective.
All right, that one's pretty good.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh my God. There was a movie about like human trafficking that we watched in Miss.
Oh, no, I did see that movie.
class.
Yeah, I did see that.
And the detective's like, and she's like, no, the detective's like, come on. And she's like, don't come on me, detective.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's bad.
There was all I really remember about that movie was near the end when she's trying to like break into the Russian ring or whatever. She's got like some wire on her, and she gets hit, and it cuts the guy in the van. He's just like his hand on his ear, just like this weird pause, just like they hit her. For some reason, we thought that was hilarious.
That's amazing.
And that's all I can remember from that movie. Was every time I think of that human trafficking movie, just they hit her.
Oh my God. And yeah, it's really artful although that was a genuinely bad movie.
Oh, it's terrible.
I would rather watch like another Tommy Wiseau production.
Oh, any day of the week.
Because it's just so magical.
It is magical. It is just, that's the best word for it. It's like a magical it was really wonderful to have experienced it a second time.
Yeah.
Like you see these people, like the Sharknado people, trying to make bad movies intentionally.
Yes.
And you're like, this is stupid. And then just to see that Tommy Wiseau can nail it twice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Like this is like, I literally was just like, this is it. This is just, there's something about him and just the weird fantasy world that he lives in.
He's just so unpredictable.
So unpredictable. Like it's just,
I never saw anything coming, and probably the next time I watch it, I mean, I will see maybe a few things because I'll remember it, but like just that very nuanced timing, I won't be ready for.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I watch it like 500 times,
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever like be like, oh, well, that's the beat where he's gonna say this.
There are some lines in there where he rattled off like 4 or 5 things of exposition like in a second.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't know what you're saying. Like I caught a few of those words, but like I'm gonna just have to use context to follow for the rest of this because I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. And it's awesome.
Yeah. John, where are you?
That's a pretty good impression.
Thank you. He he was so like, and then when he came back in the room, he's like, "Oh, you're there." Oh, okay.
He's always so wet. Why is he so sweaty? Or like, is he just water his hair down? He's so wet. Like the one scene where he was like talking, just trying to get the hair out of his face. Like he just kept doing it over and over again. He couldn't get it off because he's so moist. Why is he so wet?
Yeah.
It's like he got out of the shower every time he entered the camera. Like he's just so wet.
I really love that at the very end when he's wearing his face.
Oh God, that was so weird.
That he was wearing the initial bloody shirt
in reverse.
Oh, it was in reverse?
Because, yeah, it was on the one shoulder every time we saw Greg, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
I remember looking at it being like, that looks weird. Like, is he wearing the shirt backwards?
Yeah.
And it may have just been in like a mirrored, like, shot?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because my whole thing about that was, I was like, what? Like, I was like, he saved that for, like, at least 2 weeks. And also, why is the blood still red? And I shouldn't know this, but
I don't think
like,
any of that was real. I think that was like some weird dream thing.
I shouldn't know this, but like, after a blood stain, like on a shirt,
oh right,
it's not a perfect red anymore.
Oh right, it's like browns.
Yeah,
yeah, because like that was just like the shirt he had. Like he wasn't bloody from like the day before. He was just just the shirt he wore.
Yeah.
So that's weird. That's a good point.
Yeah. Also, what happened to Greg's hand in the beginning of the movie?
And why did he have lemons?
Oh, yeah, it was like Godfather-esque because there's like that there's a whole symbolism thing in The Godfather about oranges.
Oh, is there?
But
I've never seen that movie.
But this was like lemons.
Yeah, and then like they only come back.
Life gives you lemons.
They asked some question about oranges in the middle. Yeah. And I was like, did you mean to have that be lemons?
Oh, when he was in the prison?
Yeah.
He was like, you'll go to prison and you won't get money, but I might send some oranges.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was like, did you mean lemons?
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the motif thread this. And that was the only other mention of fruit until the end when the money turned into lemons in the weird dream sequence thing. Maybe a preview for Volume 2? I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, do you notice that the title card for the movie showed up twice?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it opened up going best friends, and they had the opening credits, and they go best friends again. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know what movie I'm watching at this point.
Well, like, that's just another trope of his. Like, the whole idea of him having, like, 3 Wiseau pictures, like, things at the beginning of the room.
Yeah.
Because that's amazing. Like,
it's wonderful.
Because I think they were asking Tommy about that in the podcast that I was listening to, and they said something, and he said something. Oh, well, we couldn't decide. And I was just like, what? That's a terrible reason.
Yeah. The whole movie of The Room was because he couldn't decide. That's why there's 2 cameras.
Yes. Yeah.
God, he's wonderful.
And also, isn't there something about doubling in that, like isn't it like the same sex scene again, or
there are parts of the same the sex scene.
It's literally like the same.
It's the same footage. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They like use parts of it that are exactly the same. Yeah. It's super weird.
Yeah.
And like the sex scenes last as long as the song for the royalties or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What a great story, Mom.
I wanna meet that guy once.
And also like that, that like fourth friend, like the guy with the glasses.
Oh yeah, what the fuck was his name? The psychiatrist.
About him like not finishing the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't finish when they have the scene on the roof with Greg and him, and he like pushes him off to the edge. He's like, "Screw you, man! I'm out of here." He's out of the movie.
Yeah,
he's gone. And then the guy in the party who's like, "Hey, man, calm down." Who's like just a weird guy that we've never seen before.
Underwear guy?
No, there's another guy who, like, in the party, there's, like, a guy who shows up and he's talking to them like he knows them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be that guy.
Oh.
It's supposed to be Peter, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Peter, the psychiatrist or whatever.
Wow.
And so it's, I think he, like there's sometimes if you go see, like, a live showing, some people, when he goes, "I'm out of here," and then he goes, "And out of the movie," or something like that, he wants to scream at the thing, and then I think that guy is supposed to be Peter, but they never say his name at the party.
Yeah.
So who else? There's no other character that would just know these people kind of well, so it's like... I think like a common theory that's also just Peter. They just recast him and moved on.
Yeah,
just awesome.
Yeah, they really did it. They went for it.
It's awesome.
It is the thing that like James Franco and like Paul Scheer and really everyone like admires about him is that literally like at least the first movie that we know of, the like thing that he really went for it was his passion project. Like, that was his movie. It would have been interesting though if he kept the original idea of being in a room. Like, why did they never change the title?
Yeah, he probably was just like forgot.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably just like it just slipped his mind.
He
It's
was just being Tommy.
yeah. Oh God, what a saint.
Yeah. I was saying maybe I could be him for Halloween. It'll be relevant enough that half the people in the room might know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if the second part's not coming out till June, it's probably gonna be, I would assume, potential like wider release or just put on Netflix or something.
Yeah. That would be insane.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, because Greg is running this one, so like, doing the simple things like putting on a streaming service are likely to happen.
Yes.
Because I know, like, if you still to this day, if you want to watch The Room, you have to buy it from him.
Yes.
I think you have to contact him and have him press a DVD for you and send it to you. But it's not him. It's his like marketing manager with his other name, but is 100% him.
Yeah.
He's just pretending to be another person.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, if you email him to like do like a showing, like a screening, a guy will email you back, but in that weird broken English that Tommy has.
Yes.
And it's like, but it's not. But it'll be signed by like Mark Smith or whatever this guy's name is.
Oh.
But it's like totally him.
My God.
I unless now because he's a name he might do it now, but like back when I like first found out about it, it was a couple people who like doing like reviews of it, and they were like, yeah, he's trying to contact us and say like we can't do this review, but it's not him, but it's totally him.
Yeah. So what year do you think you first started watching it?
When did I first start watching it? Probably when did I first start?
When did it come out? 2003.
2003, probably. That sounds right. I'm gonna say 2007 or 8, maybe.
Yeah, because whatchamacallit,
I was in high school, definitely.
Yeah. Because there were all of those, whatchamacallit, there were all of those, like...
2003.
Okay, yeah, but they were talking in the podcast about that, like, following of these, like, Stanford kids or, like, people in California or whatever that, like... There was how the cult following began, and it was just really interesting to hear about it because there's also like I don't know if you read that book in Dr. O'Brien's class, like the Malcolm Gladwell like Tipping Point book.
No,
me and Jason would always like make fun of it because like they had this stupid part in it about the reemergence of the Hush Puppy shoe, and it started in the East Village in New York, and like, these kids started wearing them, and then that year, like in the next few years, their sales went through the roof. The company was just a whole different thing, and it kind of seemed like like hearing about this like group of Stanford kids that were like, oh, this is actually pretty funny or like something, because the first showing, obviously, like Greg was there, and they were just talking about how they thought it was terrible, like there was, but then they realized that like a few years later that people were wanting to have screenings of it and like buy the DVDs and this and that, and it just started exploding.
I had heard one of the big players in it exploding was David Cross. Yeah, like he found it and was like, fucking holy cow, and like showed it to a bunch of other comedian friends, like bro, like
I think Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak were huge fans of it too.
So I always heard that because I know like if you like when the Zastar was coming out, people started talking about like, what is this? Because not a lot of people still know what it is. And they're like, a lot of people, like a lot of podcasts listen to that were in LA, they're like, I remember the billboard being up for like months. Yes, like I still know what this is though.
Like, how did he own that?
Yeah, so like a lot of people like know of it in LA, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a bunch of like someone out in the West, someone out West that was like, holy shit, because it was just like, what is this and how do we get to it and like what do we do with it? So that makes sense. But I had heard like David Cross was like one of the first like screenings of it. Like he was like, fuck, we got to put this on. This is ridiculous.
I'm a huge fan of David Cross. Have you ever watched Mr. Show?
No, I hear it's wonderful though.
It's great, and also Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, is in it.
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
That's amazing. Doing what? Just like as an actor? He's just
a guy, one of the sketch guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like really one of his biggest roles as like a guy. Like,
really?
Obviously, because he's
SpongeBob.
Yeah, he's SpongeBob. He's rolling in it.
Yeah. No, God, yeah. But he voices a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
He's like a lot of like smaller things.
Yeah. They and then also on Netflix, so with there's the new With Bob and David. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's like their attempt to do it again.
There are like 5 episodes of that, and like one of their ones is all these guys sitting around a poker table and saying like, for my New Year's resolution, I'm gonna become the next pope. And then the guy's like, okay, in my next year, I'm gonna start my own telecommunications company. And then this one guy's like, I think I'm going to cut back on meat and pepperoni. and they're like, Dan, you're never going to do that. Like, are you stupid? And like, it's the funniest thing ever because the one guy becomes a pope and the next guy becomes like, he owns his own company he sells cell phones. And then this guy, like, he ends up in a hospital because his cholesterol's high and he like bites into a stick of pepperoni. He's like, I could never do it. And it's so funny. It's like they just have that absurdist time.
Yeah.
And there's one that's called Know Your Rights, and David Cross goes through a police stop, and he,
like a real one, like it's a fake. Like,
no, it's like a
okay.
fake one, and he goes through it, and he keeps turning to. He has like a GoPro hooked up, and he's like, and every now and then he'll pause to turn at the camera, and one of the things he rolls down the window like 2 inches, like so that he's not barely down, and he's like, Rule number 7B6, you only need to roll down your window for the passage of documents. I got him. And then he's like, here you go, officer. And then he's like, yeah, seems like everything's good here. You're good to go. And then he comes back. He goes and hits up his taillight with a baseball bat. And they're like, sir, you were just here. He's like, yeah, but like, do you notice anything? And the guy's like, yeah, just get that fixed. And then he comes back again in blackface. And there's a black officer there. And he's being really patient with him. And then like he finally says something and he like just like, and then this one guy starts beating the crap out of him and tasing him. And he's like, no, you're right. Like, it's so amazing.
That's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Is the Mr. Show on Netflix too?
It's on, if you have HBO,
okay,
you can use HBO Go, and it's also on Amazon.
Okay.
So, Amazon. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Oh, I always hear about it. I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah. I really need to, I want to watch all of it. Another thing, I'm becoming very completionist lately.
Oh, it's all I'm all about that.
I'm thinking about, I had the Earwolf subscription for like all those comedy podcasts, and they ended up getting like, not fully acquired, but like Stitcher kind of like is the go-to app now. And I haven't gotten the premium account yet. I've ran out of the Mark Maron ones because there's only 50.
Yeah.
And he does a new one, and sometimes he does somebody that I don't really like.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. Yeah, a lot of times when I listen to him, I'll just put on the first like 10 minutes, be like, what's going on with Mark? All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love to listen to those.
I don't know who the fuck this jazz guy is. I'm done. I'll be done here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some of them, sometimes I listen of someone I don't know, and it'll end up being interesting. Like,
yeah, I've had that too, yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, But I've talked to some people, and they're like, I've never finished an episode. I'm like, what? Are you like...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I can be pretty ADD about something, but I can finish an hour-long episode.
Yeah, exactly. like I've heard people, too, that are like, oh, my God, I just skipped that intro. I'm like, that's the whole, like, practically the only reason I come to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of the ones like after the Louis C.K. incident, like
that was great.
He did like a 20-minute one. I wanted to cry after that too, like because he was like, he really broke it down and said what he did was wrong, but he's my friend, and he's like crying. It was so sad.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously what he did is terrible. I want to make that clear, but like, I will say some people were putting him on the level of Weinstein.
That's the problem I have. It's like what he was doing, not great.
Yeah.
What other people were doing, really bad. Fucking Kevin Spacey, really bad. And like, was it any of it non?
They technically did like consent,
okay.
But like it was because he had such a higher status.
See, some of them I heard, a couple of them, it was like he was at a festival and it was just another comic with the rest of them. Like he wasn't it wasn't like he only recently has he blown up, like in the last like 5 years or so. Yeah. And so some of these were like back when he was just the rest of them.
Yeah, but I mean, so, like, he's always had. I mean, he has blown up to like
now he has
famous levels recently.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, even within that scene or whatever, like of him being like a regular at the Comedy Cellar versus like someone who's like 5 or 10 years younger, who's like hasn't put in the work really
I
as
guess that's
much
true, yeah.
in that type of status symbol. So that's kind of how it kind of became a little bit of a power thing.
Okay.
And like, but it's also like he was like, oh well, can I do this? Like
That's the way, like,
which
and, like,
is weird.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
No, regardless, it's weird.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like at some of it I heard where he was like, "Can I?" And they're like, "No." It's all right. And he's like, "Leave."
Yeah.
But like, that still makes it weird if you're working with him.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, he asked me that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget
some of the
that.
people, some of the women have said like they're like, "Yeah, it sounds hilarious." And they went like, "Yeah, it's hilarious. All right, I'll leave."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, good for you, man." So like, I mean, yeah, I guess comics are a little,
Yeah.
they can look past some of the weirder stuff. It's like, hilarious.
But the thing about everything that's not funny, but like it was a very open secret in certain ways because
I never heard about it, but I'm also not in that circle. But
yeah, I mean that in that regard, but also all of his comedy.
true,
50% of it's about masturbation.
it's true. I mean, yeah, isn't it? It was his show where it was like, what was it, masturbation enthusiast or something, where he was like on it was in Louis, and he was like on a TV thing, and it was like some Christian woman being like, "You should never masturbate," and then he was on there as like the counter argument.
Oh,
and
that
it was
happened
like
in real life though.
I thought that was on
Fox
his show.
News.
Oh, was that actually on TV?
I thought that actually happened.
I thought the lower third saying he was masturbation enthusiast was from his show. Maybe that was real life, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that.
But that seems insane. That some the channel would actually
he's
put
like,
that.
he's like, okay, well, next time I do it, I'm gonna think about you.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god,
that's hilarious.
it's ballsy.
Yeah,
That literally. No,
Yeah.
that's bad.
I mean that's funny. Like I don't,
Yeah.
that's a good fucking stab at someone. But I mean that kind of comes out to like the what team you're on. Like if you were on that person's side, you'd be like, oh, this fucking disgusting person. But
Yeah.
we obviously think it's hilarious. It's like, oh, that's a good comeback to you. I mean, maybe it was also true, but
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, if it was true. If he was like, yes, I genuinely am.
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. But it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's a good comeback, but should we wrap up?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you reaching out. Do you want to plug anything? Do you do anything that you would like people to know about?
Well, I got a show at Largo. No. I wish. Yeah, no, that's it for me.
All right.
I wish I had a good sign off like Macaulay Culkin or something.
What is?
It's like something about sending, and it's like, and if you do, send pics. Like,
oh, weird.
Like he's like, it's funny, but I don't know. Well, on that note.
All right. Love and kisses.